It's on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com.
Safety comes first at Greenhalgh Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenhalgh Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's Papa. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7. FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com, and also watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Some great stuff on our YouTube page right now. You can watch the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show from late last night, early this morning, if you missed it last night. Also, Mike Houston's post-game comments, Holton Ahlers' post-game press conference. It's all there for you on our YouTube page on Pirate Radio TV. We are ready to go here on a Friday coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get you set for NFL Week 8, make some picks with Tony Dunn and the big dog Glenn Griffin. At 5 o'clock, the voice of Dottie Picklen Stadium and the host of the High School Huddle, Morgan Ahlers, joins us. At 5:25, we'll talk some golf and college football with Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show, as he'll join us in the 3rd hour of today's program. We've got Shirley Rhodes, who is alive and well, Well, not well, but alive. Hello, Shirley.
I am here.
Much better than you were 8 hours ago, 10 hours, whenever we did the post game, 12 hours ago, whatever it was.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like you said yesterday, I'm not 100%, but I am probably around.
Well, I compared it to baseball. I said I was in like the bottom of the eighth. I was about in the clear.
Yeah.
You were still in the third inning.
Yeah.
Are you more like seventh inning stretch?
Yeah,
now?
I'm at the seventh inning stretch
That's
now.
Good.
So
That's good.
I'm getting there.
Your game's almost over. Shirley's here. Big Dog's here. Troy D alongside. And the coach, Rick Smith. Gentlemen, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
A victory Friday.
Good to see you guys. Good to be here on a victory. Of course, looking forward to a weekend dragging today. This is kind of a tough start on a Thursday night, late into the night, coming off of a late night last game on last Saturday. It's all kind of cumulative here.
Well, I'm
ready for a weekend.
I'm feeling great. I'm young, healthy.
Oh, I'm tired and old.
Coach, you're always fit and ready to go, right? Yes, sir. Thumbs up. That's what I like to see. We'll carry Troy along.
Yeah.
If you're 73 and alive, you got to be excited.
There you go. Well said. Well said. Troy, tough night hanging out in the Town Bank Tower?
Yeah, I played through.
Good.
Definitely didn't want to get, a sickness being out in the cold. You know how I'm anti-cold and anti-rain. When you put the two together, recipe for disaster for me.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Thanks to good folks that had a good time up there at Town Bank Tower. Got to see a lot of old college friends I hadn't seen in a while. A lot of clients up there. A lot of good folks, friends of the station. It was. I tell you what, that's a big party up there, guys.
All right, I'll never know. Pirates win it last night, 29-14. You got to see a Pirate win too.
Did, and in tough conditions, Coach. Look, I thought the rain would be kind of a wild card for both teams. I mean, they both have to deal with it, but sometimes some teams react to that better than others. If you've seen.
I agree with that. I always felt like when I was here, we played well in the rain, and
it's because you had some good defenses.
Yeah, and I felt like that if it did rain, it would be to our advantage because of I think our running game's better than theirs, and Ahlers just was the difference in the ball game last night. I mean, they turned him loose, and he what did he run for 80 or 90 yards?
78 for Ahlers, 79 for Mitchell, 100 for Harris, 251 rushing yards.
Very balanced too, rushing attack. And I really thought it was a tale of two halves. At the halftime, people weren't feeling too good, to be honest. They were like
14-6.
Yeah, so the second half is where ECU really turned it on and took control of things, and it was good to see.
Since we've last had you on, Coach, ECU's played 2 games, 1-1. They've played 4 second-half quarters and haven't allowed a point. They shut out Houston in the second half, shut out South Florida in the second half last night.
That's the key to defense. They're just playing so much better, and they're having fun. And what have we scored the last 3 ball games? Defense has scored. I know they've scored the last 2.
Got in the end zone last night with a Fleming interception.
Yeah.
Well, against Houston, they forced a fumble basically inside the red zone, which led to a touchdown. So the turnovers, they've been opportunistic and have helped the Pirates put points on the board.
Well, I used to when I was coaching as the D coordinator, I told my kids our goal's always 3. And I've said this many times on the show, average game's 12 possessions apiece. You get 3, you just limit them to 9, and you went to 15.
South Florida, the previous week against Temple, won the time of possession 45-15. 45 minutes to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So and last night in the first half, we kind of saw why. I mean, they were picking up first downs, moving the football, but man, they got them off the field in the second half.
In the game before, they rushed for 421 yards. We held them to what last night?
They had 199.
Yeah.
They got some yards, but it kind of showed on the first possession of the game, right, where they drove down the field and East Carolina got a stop.
Yeah.
Do you like the term bend but don't break?
Yeah.
Okay, because that means you're keeping points off the board at least.
It's better than the alternative.
Breaking, bend and break. There you go. So good win last night to get them back to 500. Troy, they 4-4 on the year with a game they're going to be favored in next week at home against Temple.
And it should be a much bigger favorite because Pirates were. You talked about how long it's been since ECU was a double-digit point favorite. It's been 5 years since.
Well, you had to go back to UConn 3 or so years ago.
Okay, but if they were, what did it end up finishing up
9.5.
9.5. Let's just say 10. For Temple, coming back here at home on a Saturday, it ought to be much larger because South Florida kind of throttled the Owls. You know?
Yeah.
I was looking
week.
at the score. I think it was like 34-14 or something.
Yeah, they blew them out last week.
So, and that doesn't always translate in college football, as you know, just because you beat one team and that team beats another team doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win that game. But it is a good sign for East Carolina, and I don't think Temple's having a great year this year. They seem to be struggling. Another great winnable opportunity, guys, coming up Saturday. So that would, let's just say ECU can take care of business and play like they did in the second half and be victorious. That's 5 wins. Then your road to 6, which is to get bowl eligible right now, which I think everybody agree would be a huge step in the right direction. You're then 1 win away. The path to 6 is basically 1 win away after Saturday.
You figure we should beat Temple and we should beat Navy.
I like our chances at Memphis, quite honestly.
I do too. I'm just saying.
But
I'd love to go and take care of Temple and Memphis and not have to worry about that option.
Well, then you're playing for a winning season at that point.
Yeah, you're playing for even more than 6.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, then you could play. So there's maybe a better bowl game even.
Well, WJ on Facebook is asking what are the AAC Bowl tie-ins. I'll run over those real quick.
Yeah. The Myrtle Beach Bowl, here we come, baby.
The American Athletic will get teams into these bowl slots. Fenway Bowl. That's in Fenway Park.
That would be kind of a cool, unique environment to play in.
Military Bowl, which we've been in before when it was at RFK, and now it's in Annapolis.
Yeah.
The SoFi Hawaii Bowl.
Yeah.
Which Troy was photoshopped into that bowl.
I was. That was one of the best bowls I've never been to.
Did you enjoy Hawaii?
I did.
Yes,
I heard I had a
did.
great time.
I was talking to somebody that actually went.
That's right. You were on the staff back then. That was a fun trip, right?
It was.
Was that the best bowl trip you've ever been on?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to beat
And one of the
that
best games, too.
Skip was good about that. He gave, when we got on the, we met before we got on the plane to leave, and he said, now, you guys ain't going to see much of Hawaii early in the week, and we didn't. I mean, we got there, I think, on a Sunday or a Saturday, I can't remember, but for the first 4 days we were there, it was 12, 13 hours a day, and then Wednesday night, he said, I'll see y'all game.
So you did get to see the island a little bit then. All right.
So we got a couple of good nights off.
The other bowls, the Cure Bowl, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, which has been circled by some Pirate fans.
And speaking of the Cure Bowl real quick, I talked to Ron Dowdy for a while last night, who I've known actually since I was at ECU. Actually knew Ron Dowdy and interacted with him before he had his name on the stadium. That's how long I've known Ron Dowdy, back when it was just Ficklin Stadium. Of course, he is the Dowdy of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. His daughter is the founder and possibly still the executive director of the Cure Bowl. I know he said she's still involved with it, and he was telling me he would love to have East Carolina in Orlando, where he spends half the year.
Yeah.
It basically, I don't want to say his bowl, but a bowl he has strong ties to.
Okay.
So just a unique
Maybe
connection
a trip
right
to
there.
Florida.
Yeah.
The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, the Ticket Smarter.
Where's that at?
The First Responder?
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, and the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
I mean, it's a lot of bowl tie-ins for this conference, and I got to say, a lot of these would be some cool opportunities. The Fenway Bowl is intriguing. The Cure Bowl in Orlando is an easy flight down. We just were there for the UCF game. I love the idea of the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I can't not wrap my head around how much fun that could be for ECU fans and how easy it would be for ECU fans to get there.
First Responder Bowl, Troy D, is in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
And you know what I love that we're even talking about right now, Clip?
The
possibility of us going to a bowl. I mean, it has been so long. I think we got to go back to, 6 years ago. But just the fact that this is getting close to becoming a reality.
2014.
Yeah. It's exciting to think, okay, we're 2 wins away from being at one of these places and having football in December and having the month of December relevant for ECU football.
Right,
not
covering practices,
right.
Still talking
no,
about
I'm genuinely excited about that opportunity.
Hell yeah.
Not for just us and Pirate Radio, but for our fans, for the team, for the university. I think it would be fantastic for this program.
Absolutely.
Get an extra month of practice in. We haven't had that done.
We always hear about how valuable that practice is for almost an early winter session spring ball, Coach. How important is it to get to a bowl so you can stay with the team for an extra month?
Well, whereas the advantage is you get 20, you can practice 21 times before the bowl game. And, you know, the coaches that I was with for the bowl games, I can remember when I was at Georgia Tech with Coach Curry, our older kids didn't even show up the first 6 or 7 times we practiced. It
More
was
about
just
developing.
Yeah, it was spring practice for the young kids.
That's what I was going to say.
Awesome.
21 practices is like getting a bonus spring practice.
That's what
in.
it is.
And that's huge, and that's what I think has really hurt this program by not being able to do that.
Yeah.
While
our peers are.
Right.
Yeah.
We
We're
need
sitting
it more
out.
than they do, but you've got to get to that level to
Correct.
be able to get it. So this is why it's so important, separate from the bowl game, just to be able to get those 21 extra
And even,
practice
you know, the
sessions.
bowls we went to here with Skip did that. I mean, our older kids, I can remember the first, and even rough, I can remember the older kids just coming out for conditioning. We just practiced the young kids, and then like 10 days prior to the game was when we brought the older kids back.
Yeah.
Robert's got a question for you, Coach. He says, what goes into getting the scout team ready to play the part of our opponents on offense and defense? Film, playbook, general practice. How do you coach up the scout team week to week?
Well, on Sunday, when you're grading the kids that played in the game, they're sitting in meetings with their position coach, looking at, you know, the game and going over their grades. While that's going on, the scout team offense is in a room with the scout team coaches looking at the opponent that they're going to emulate, and the same thing on the other side of the ball. So Sunday's a lot of film time for the scout team, you know. And
Looking
then,
at that next opponent.
Then when you go out on Sunday and have a walkthrough with your, you know, to make corrections with the offense and the defense at East Carolina, the scout team coaches are with the scout team players walking through stuff that, you know, your next opponent's running. So that's kind of the way it goes. And, you know, then Monday was, you know, it changed, you know, I don't know how many years ago, but Monday, you know, you have to give them one day off, and usually Monday was that day off. The scout team kids could come in on their own. You could even make them come because they were off on Fridays anyway, you know, or travel day. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, you just coach the scout team just like you coach your team.
When you say scout team coaches, are they separate coaches, or are they also position coaches? Like who's coaching?
Well, it's usually your GAs.
Okay.
You know, your GA coaches.
Gotcha.
Graduate assistants.
Clip, we were talking about the bowls earlier, and, you know, we're talking about the locations. There are 2 factors to what makes a successful bowl game, I think, especially for fans. One is location, and then the other is the matchup. You know, who are you playing? You know, there could be an argument made, what's more important, the matchup or the location? I think the location is more important as far as, hey, where can we go where the most fans could attend, and we could have the most support, and then where can we get the best matchup?
Especially now, when I would get picky about bowls after we were used to going to them, it was almost, for
we can
me,
play an SEC team.
more
Let's do
about
that. Yeah.
who are we playing.
Right.
But at this point, it's probably more about Pirate fans being able to celebrate a good season somewhere in a great location.
Yeah.
I probably should have ran over that when I was going over the bowls, but just for example, the Myrtle Beach Bowl would be versus the MAC or Sun Belt.
Right, which might be a lesser opponent versus one of the, you know, an SEC team.
Certainly in name, the Sun Belt's pretty good right now.
Correct.
But lesser in name.
And then it comes down to date and time, too. You know, that's a factor. Hey, is the bowl played on a Saturday? That's easier for people to get to versus a Tuesday afternoon at 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Cure Bowls versus Group of 5 or Army, according to this. The Military Bowl would be versus ACC, as would Fenway Bowl. So, you know, you're right. You can either, what do you choose, opponent or location?
Yeah, but what if, like, the Military Bowl had East Carolina, if North Carolina can win enough games, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You know, that would be an interesting, intriguing matchup, I would say, for most Pirate fans, that if you had a matchup like that.
You're trading warm weather to get
but you could still drive
an
there.
in-state opponent.
Yeah, and it's a doable, you don't have to get on a plane to go do that.
Oh, I was thinking Fenway. Maybe Military isn't as bad a weather as Fenway.
Correct.
The more north you go.
Yeah. Speaking of weather, I did here's your first forecast. This is a Pirate Radio exclusive here. A forecast not for this Saturday, but for next Saturday, coming up against Temple. November 6th, Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, 3:30 kickoff time.
3 o'clock.
Sorry, 3 o'clock kickoff time. And I'm showing partly cloudy skies, high of 57 degrees that day. No rain currently in the forecast.
All right.
So there's your way too early forecast.
Only 8 days out.
Yeah. But I just want to go ahead and put it out there. People are making plans.
I mean, great time, right? If for tailgates. We go on the air at 11. So the tailgates will start 6 hours, start at 9.
Basically,
is that how they do it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Start at 9. And I'd say, 3:30 is a really good time because it gives you enough time.
The game's at 3. I want to make sure I tell you that so you can say 3 o'clock.
3.
Yeah.
It gives you plenty of time to tailgate. It also lets the game out at a decent time, like right around dinner. So the folks around town that
make some money,
the restaurants like Chico's and the folks that support Pirate Radio, love it when the game lets out at 6 because then you can go and eat dinner at a local restaurant. And you also, for our staff here, we get home at a reasonable time for the post-game show starts around 6. It's not going until midnight and stuff like that. So,
I'm team noon at this point. I used to hate nooners. Now I'm team noon.
But I will say 3 is a good compromise versus a night game.
It's been pretty good for the fans this year, right? I mean, people like an afternoon or a night game as opposed to noon games. We haven't had a lot of noon.
We have been very fortunate, knock on wood, that it seemed like the other past couple of years where it was noon. We have stayed away from the nooners, which has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can stay that way.
Did you care when you kicked off? Did you have a preference?
No. I liked when I was at Baylor, which was Central Standard Time, like if you're playing on national TV, we kicked off a lot at 11.
Oh,
yeah,
tough.
Our noon is your 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And I went to that Northwestern game a few weeks ago, Clip, and I got to tell you, just getting there in time for kickoff.
So was that an 11
It was an 11 a.m. local time, and just getting everybody ready, the kid in the car and parked. Forget tailgate. And we were just happy to get there in time for the national anthem.
The great thing is you really do have an entire day ahead of you after the game. Because sometimes football is an entire day, and in that case, you got a lot of day left. 11
a.m. kickoff on Saturday morning just is not conducive for me.
It was a big change for me when I was at Baylor. You stop and think about it. You're kicking off at 11.
Your prep's way before,
you're in the office at 7.
Yeah.
And, your kids are stretching at 8.
Mm-hmm. Probably worried about them getting out of bed in time to make it to the stadium.
Yeah.
Let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll have more with Coach Rick Smith, Troy D, hour 1 here of Pirate Radio Live. A lot to go on this Friday. We'll be back with you after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients. Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road across from Plant and See, Cuccinellas.com, and on Facebook and Instagram.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonsburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Pirate Radio is the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Euro Pub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings, featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Victory Friday. Great to come into the Pirate Radio studios following an East Carolina victory last night over South Florida, 29-14, gets the Pirates to 4-4 on the year. 2-2 in conference play. The Temple Owls on deck next Saturday.
Yeah, I see. I was looking for. It looked like there was some more conference shakeup news, not with the American, but this one with Marshall, who we have a long-term. Would you call relationship with? I guess is a fair way to say it in sports and football specifically. News breaking today that they are going to the Sun Belt. So in leaving Conference USA, I don't know what the hell is left in Conference USA, but you've got to feel like a loser if you're the only team left in Conference USA right now, because everyone I know that I could name in Conference USA has left either to the Sun Belt, mostly the Sun Belt. Maybe, what was the other one a couple people went to? Or was it all been the Sun Belt?
Yeah, it's been the Sun Belt.
For the Conference USA teams. I think Conference USA is pretty much done. I saw a media report of teams they were looking at to add.
Yeah.
Like one of them, I swear to God, I thought it was a made-up school, like Tarleton. I've never even heard.
Tarleton
like,
State. Or
what the hell is that? Like a community college out of Texas or something?
Texas.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I've never I follow sports for a living. I've never heard of that, Coach.
One of my former players is the secondary coach.
Well, of course, I knew Rick Smith would have a story about there. Yeah, sorry about that.
But New Mexico State, who has traditionally been really bad, UConn was like on the list and apparently were denied entry in football only. And also Liberty, I've seen their name on the list.
Yeah, now a lot of those schools may go, you know what, we don't want to mess with them. We're going to stay where we're at. They might be better off where they're at versus a falling apart Conference USA.
You said that, man, you got to feel like a real loser if you're left in Conference USA. Ellerby's wondering if Skip Holtz is a loser.
Louisiana Tech
still stuck in there.
I guess so. And you know what? Maybe that is karma. I hate to say, and I like Skip, but Skip did leave East Carolina
to go to the Power 5.
And now here he is, left one of the last teams remaining in perhaps the weakest conference in America right now.
You know who else left with him? Rick Smith.
Yeah, but it wasn't Rick's fault.
I know.
Rick would have wanted to stay. Look where he is now when he had a choice.
Right back home.
You're damn right, Coach. Ain't that right?
I was sitting at my house, and I got a phone call at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning from Skip. He'd been gone a week down to South Florida. He called me and said, the plane is landing at 1 o'clock in Greenville. If you want a job with me, be on it when it flies out at 1:30. He also called Steve Shankweiler and maybe Donnie. No, it wasn't Donnie Kirkpatrick. Anyway, it was Vernon. There was
Hargraves.
He called four of us, and of course, I didn't know who he'd called, but all four of us showed up, got on the plane.
Well, so and ECU had not named a replacement at that time, right? So you would have kind of been in limbo.
Shank was one of the finalists to take over. Yeah. I mean, it came down to basically him and Ruff.
Yeah. You know, I would have probably stayed if Shank had got it.
It wasn't after Skip. Who was hired after Skip?
Yeah. Shank, Ruff were talked about.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if...
We'll make sure I have the order right.
I might be speaking out of turn here, but Shank was told it was his.
Well...
And he got...
I was pretty young here at Pirate Radio, Troy, but it was even reported by someone that Shank got the job, right?
Listen,
not here, but
he was told by the AD it was his.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into all the history of it, but there was a time where Shank was going to be the next coach, and out of a courtesy to Ruff and McNeil, they interviewed him, even though it seemed like the decision had been made. But from what I heard, Ruff wowed them so much in the interview, it kind of changed the rest is history. But it was basically Shank's staff. I often wonder, Coach, what path would have happened if Ruff and McNeil doesn't do that interview or doesn't come here, and Steve Shankweiler is the next coach after Skip. And I was talking to Shank back then too, and I knew a lot of the assistants. He was going to bring some big time assistants in here, and I don't know. You would have had a decision to make whether you stay with Skip or you work with Shank. What do you think would have happened with the ECU football next few years under his direction?
I think Shank would still be here and they'd be winning. I mean, he loves East Carolina. He's coached here longer than anybody else in the world.
And he is here now.
Yeah. And he's very intelligent. I mean, he's a hell of a recruiter. I think they'd be rolling.
I know at the time I heard like Rick Minter, who you knew.
I worked for Rick.
In Cincinnati, was going to come in like as the D coordinator, perhaps. I'd heard.
Yeah, Rick's a good coach.
So, I mean, it would have been interesting to see what would have happened. And, it's just the way the dominoes fall sometimes.
Yeah. See, Shank worked at Cincinnati when Rick Minter was the head coach. Mm-hmm. And then I missed Shank a year there. When he was leaving, I was going into Cincinnati with Minter.
Yeah.
When was Stockstill's name out there? Was that when
that was John
came? After
that was after. It was after John Thompson, obviously, because I remember one of the hangups with him was like, could you get past the John Thompson residue on him? When he was the stink still, nickname.
That was when Skip left.
Yes.
Stockstill came up big then.
Yeah.
And that was the question.
And he's done well at Middle Tennessee, but I don't know if you could have sold that to this fan base.
Yeah,
it was not the pick.
I just remember his name.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He was being talked to.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember talking to Terry Holland about it back then. I think Terry was really high on him and willing to potentially give him the job. I think he was very interested from what I've heard, and went back on the plane, talked to his wife, and never was heard from again.
Yeah. I heard the same thing.
If he went ahead and had a press conference and didn't go back and talk to the wife, who knows what that could have happened.
How many interviews or interest over the years, Coach, have you been involved in with head coaching?
Possibly 2. I'm trying to think. Oh, it's funny you brought that up because I was thinking about that sometime today or yesterday. I was fairly young, and I was really having a blast as an assistant, and I didn't feel like I was ready for that. I'd been a head coach in high school, and I just kind of enjoyed recruiting as an assistant, and I love my relationship just with my room, my kids, and then it didn't come up again as I got older.
Yeah. And I think once you've been in the business a while, it's not as much interview that people know who you are. It's more coach maybe seeking you out. Hey, Rick, do you want this? I have this position open.
Yeah.
Are you interested? Type of deal. More than a job interview, perhaps.
Right. A lot of phone calls that nobody ever knows about.
Yeah.
Goes on.
Rick Smith joining us. Troy D here. Troy.
So besides Louisiana Tech, who's left in Conference USA then?
Is Southern Miss still there?
They're out.
I thought they announced they were going
to the Sun Belt. That's right. Yeah.
They were part of a package deal. It was like
I wonder why. I guess the Sun Belt doesn't want Louisiana Tech. I mean, they've got a good little program. It seems like Skip's done a good job there.
He has.
Guess not.
Well, he's still done a good job, but maybe
the Sun Belt,
not what they're looking. Maybe not what the Sun Belt's looking.
Maybe the Sun Belt has gone for hey, we want actual good teams rather than location or that stuff. So
whereas the Americans gone for cities.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, Skip's been there 7 years now or 8, and he's had one losing season.
Yeah, and they're having a down year this year. But let me run through the teams here in Conference USA and see who is still standing. So Charlotte's on its way to join us, right?
Yeah.
Marshall to the Fun Belt.
Yep.
FAU is joining us. Western Kentucky still there.
Staying.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee
staying.
FIU has not gotten a call anywhere that I know of. Old Dominion
out.
They got the call to the Sun Belt.
Yes.
UTSA will be joining the American. They're 8-0, ranked right now, actually. UTEP.
American.
No,
they're. Where are they going?
UAB American, Rice American, Louisiana Tech staying. North Texas. They're joining us too, right?
Yeah, it's North Texas and San Antonio are the two from Texas.
So Louisiana Tech, UTEP, FIU,
and WKU,
and Western Kentucky. Yeah.
So 4. They're down to 4 basically, if our numbers are right.
They added 3.
I mean, that'd be a hell of a conference basketball tournament at the end of the year.
Make it the Final 4 no matter what.
They play each other 4 times during the regular season and then play a tournament.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool actually. Could they survive? I guess you have to have a certain number though to be considered Division 1. I forget what the number is.
They added Liberty. Who else today?
So are they really going through with that to add schools?
Well, I've only seen a media report that there was interest in talking to them. I haven't seen an announcement from Liberty saying that they're moving anywhere.
Sure, I mean, but you haven't seen outside of what happened with the 3 that are leaving the American.
The only thing I see with Liberty is stuff about Jerry Falwell Jr. coming out at this point.
Bad
not
stuff.
Good news. So I don't know.
Imagine Hugh Freeze being your least problematic head employee.
Brennan says Oresco.
I don't know. I guess time will tell on that. It's a little
it's not what we want.
Yeah,
but it's almost like what could happen.
I think he got outboxed a little bit, or boxed out maybe is a better term.
Well, you see, what you don't realize here, guys, is with my connections with ESPN, they told me that these are the teams that they want as we realign.
I don't know whose voice you're trying to do, but you don't sound anything like me.
Well, that's very not fair, Mr. Brock, and I am a big fan of you and your show, but I must say it's been a
fantastic job.
Let's say it's been a while since I've talked to that Troy D, and I don't want him mocking me anymore.
You got to get Oresco on.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about filling an hour. That guy.
Oh yeah,
He's one of the best talkers out there.
Probably the guy. A lot of times when we have guests, I'll have like a top 10. Okay, these are the topics I wanted to discuss and get through. Honestly, I had 20. Last time we had Oresco, I had 20 different questions / topics I wanted to get to.
You got through six.
In fact, I remember going with you because we were kind of brainstorming. Okay, I'll take these. What do you want to talk about? What do we? We're actually doing some show prep, and I swear we got through like 3 or 4.
Well, by the end of it, you had to cut him off of his answers. You would jump in and be like, Mike, we got 2 minutes left. You would have to cut him off.
I had to play a speed round with Mike Oresco at the last interview.
Yeah.
He is incredible. Now, I will tell you this. If you've got 3 hours to kill and he's your only guest, you could do it. But we only had like a 20, 30-minute segment with him.
He's long-form content.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yeah, he may be too long for a podcast.
Can you imagine a room with Bowlesby and Oresco in it? It's about 2 guys that are at odds.
Yeah, that would be a great podcast.
Right, you had those 2 guys break down what happened.
Yeah, I would like to hear, and I don't know how much Michael shared, but when we talked to him, just the behind the scenes, what went into the decision making process, because it did escalate quickly. It happened fast.
Well, initially it was that the American was going to take teams from the Big 12.
Yeah, that was one day where we were like happy, but we kind of knew it was too good to be true.
We had totally convinced ourselves that we were the power conference.
The Big 12 was breaking up.
Yeah.
We were going to take some teams and all that.
That TV deals and TV money didn't matter.
But boy, that was fun and made for some great memes at the time.
Yeah.
That was a great week.
Then we woke up to reality.
Then we woke up to reality of,
that would have been awesome if we could have turned the Big 12 into what Conference USA is right now.
We were like, man, we're going to pull in probably a K-State, maybe get TCU back.
We were debating which Big 12 teams were good enough to make the cut.
Troy had already excluded Kansas out of the mix.
I'm like, no, we don't need them. They don't. Their body of work's terrible.
They're essentially UConn in a cornfield.
Yes.
We don't want corn cob UConn here.
That road trip would be awful.
Yeah. Coach, you follow this stuff? You don't really care, do you?
No.
You don't follow the conference stuff?
Not too much.
I don't blame you.
What will be, will be.
One thing I did want to mention when we were talking about coaches and what could have been, do you remember there was like a few moments there where Coach Houston could have gone to Charlotte?
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
that's a what if.
They came close. I think he had a job basically in Charlotte, but wanted to talk to ECU
where
first.
The coaches could have been flipped. We would have had Charlotte's coach, and Charlotte would have had Mike Houston.
And you know what?
Which at the time is what I tweeted that Charlotte got Psych Houston instead of Mike Houston as their coach.
But and look, it worked out for both those guys, and either one of those guys could have been good here. Mike probably would have been successful in Charlotte. I think wherever he ended up, it could have worked out and probably would have worked out for him, including East Carolina.
Right.
But you're right. There was a moment in time where I think he's like, hold on, before I accept any. And I remember how open he was about it.
Yeah, it was very open.
There was a direct question on the field. Are you, going to, Charlotte?
Because they were still playing.
This is while he's in the second round of the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, they're still playing.
Yeah. And he said, I'm not doing anything just yet until I talk to, I forget what his answer was, but it was very direct.
It was genuine, though.
Yeah, but it gave a lot of information. Yeah. I was like, wow, I've never heard a coach actually answer it that honestly. But it left kind of the door open for East Carolina. And, Dave Hart reached out at the time, and the rest is history there.
Happened very quickly.
It did.
Over a weekend.
And I think the best hires are the ones that do happen quickly. It seems like the worst hires sometimes are the ones
when you have no plan.
You have no plan, and let's get the committee together and let's drag it out for a month, and and that's what resulted in that. Scotty Montgomery.
Group decisions.
We had the group think. We had a bunch of people on the committee. Let's get this coach here. Let's get this donor here. Let's get this administrator here.
An athletic director's
job. Let's get the search committee.
Part of it is to hire, fire.
Correct.
to bring in consultants
shows
to do
you're
your
weak at
job,
your job.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Confra constantly brought in Todd Turner as his consultant, who was terrible as the AD at NC State, I thought, and was even worse as a consultant. And if you look at the people he placed, I just, the fact that you're paying this guy, as you said, you're an athletic director, do your job.
Yeah.
When you see agents and consultants and all that get involved, things can get muddled real quick.
Yeah. I do think sometimes you just got to go.
Gut instinct.
Speed is important.
Yeah.
And not dragging it out and having too many cooks in the kitchen. Because you end up with a Scotty Montgomery situation. No offense, Scotty Montgomery.
That was a bad pot of chili.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
too many cooks in that chicken.
It wasn't even his fault. He was put into a position he wasn't ready for.
Correct.
It was not his fault
And
at all.
I don't blame him for taking it. Absolutely right move for him to take.
Now, when he gets here, he's got to do the job and win, but, he shouldn't have been here in the first place.
Yeah,
honestly.
it was almost like an actor playing the role of a coach.
I mean, Rick Smith just admitted he had an opportunity and said, I don't know if I was ready for that head coaching job. That's tough to say. A lot of people's ego won't say that. They'll say, I'm going to take it anyway. And
I'd been a head coach in high school at 2 different schools, and we were successful. And then I was at Georgia Tech, and I was not the D coordinator, but we had some success. And, a good friend of mine who was on the staff at Georgia Tech called me and he said, I just got a call about you. I said, you did? Yeah, they want to interview you for the head job at such and such school. Are you interested? I said, no. I mean, I'd only been coaching at Georgia Tech. I'd been a high school coach. And
now, if that was 2015 and they said there's $3 million attached to it or something, it might be a little different. Yeah, the money was probably different back then, too.
Well, when I was, this is 100 years ago, but when Bobby Bowden went to Florida State, they hired him and said, you got 3 years to turn the program around at Florida State or we're going to discontinue football at FSU.
Wow.
And he made a whopping $36,000 a year. That's what he started out at. Of course, 30 years later, he's making 2-point-something million.
Right. And the football program is still here today.
Yeah, and that's what you call a sense of urgency.
But that's how the game has just changed so much.
Yeah. Troy, you need to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm going to duck out. I've got a football event to get to. Actually, a fall sports event for both of my sons that they're recognizing at Epps Middle School, so I got to get out to that. But I'm going to leave you in the trusty hands of Coach Rick Smith because he has his folder.
We'll go over some numbers.
It has writing all over it, and a lot of it looks like it's from last night's game. So we're going to go inside the numbers with Rick Smith when we come back.
We'll wrap up the hour with Coach Smith. Troy, we'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday at the hour number 3. Look forward to it.
All right, and we'll take a timeout, come back, have more for you.
By the way, real quick, I don't want to dwell on this. Is Daylight Savings Time coming up Sunday? Did I hear that right? I want to put out a public service announcement.
Just Google it before you make a statement.
No, I do. Can someone fact check me on that? I did hear that this Sunday.
Just Google Daylight Savings Time.
I know, because if it's the case, I just wanted to bitch about it real quick before I got off the air.
All right, well, we'll wait.
Oh boy.
It is not.
It's not. When is it, Glenn?
It says Sunday, November 7th.
Oh, okay, good. Never mind. Have
So
a great
you're
weekend,
okay. No
everybody.
need to panic
Yeah,
yet.
we got a good week.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Well, now we know what next Friday's show is going to be about,
Yeah,
Coach.
We're good. We got one last week of sunlight. Make the most of it, people.
We'll be back after this.
Pirate fans, single game tickets are on sale now for as low as $20 for 3 great games to come. East Carolina will take on the Bulls of South Florida, the Temple Owls for Hall of Fame weekend, and then Thanksgiving weekend, it's nationally ranked Cincinnati. For tickets, go to ECUPirates.com.
You can paint this one purple.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers. Football is back! Just how you remembered it. Tailgates with an ice-cold Pepsi in hand? Totally back. That between-play sprint to the fridge for more Pepsi is back, baby! I really missed this. Anyways, consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Your mom told us you look great, so you should probably reschedule. Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long.
Nope, sorry, Susan. Not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Billy Parker from Parker's Barbecue. Did you know that we cater? Let us cater your next private event, church gathering, or backyard party. From traditional pig pickings to regular chopped barbecue, Parker's has anything you need. Parker's, where you're always treated like family.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate fans, are you craving a calzone? Then Community Calzone is for you. Open 7 days a week, plus open late on weekends until 4 a.m., and they deliver for calzones, wings, salads, and more. Make it Community Calzone on Greenville Boulevard. Now open for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. We'll wrap up the hour with Coach Rick Smith, who has got to be liking what this Pirate defense has been doing over the last, really this entire season. They've shown improvement. They're forcing turnovers. And once again, Coach, I'll say it, back-to-back weeks shutting out the opponent in the second half. We didn't talk much about that Houston game, just another one that they shoulda, coulda, woulda had. And the defense gave them several chances to win it at the end of regulation, but the Pirate offense couldn't come through. Last night, I guess a little more complimentary football where the defense and offense was playing off each other.
Well, if I'm correct now, the offense did not have a turnover last night.
We had fumbles. We did not have interceptions. Okay. I know Snead fumbled on a kickoff, and Calhoun fumbled on a catch. No interceptions. But in the second half we played clean.
Yeah, Holton had a fumble at the goal line.
That's right. Goal line, yeah. Now we were able to get the ball back a few times too.
I know the defense is they've gotten better each week. I mean, when you're getting, I know they got 3 turnovers last night. If I'm not mistaken, they got 3 the week before. I mean, they're averaging 2 to 3 turnovers a game, and you're taking an opportunity away from your opponent, and you're giving your offense another chance to score. And that's if you get enough chances, and I've brought it up last week, an average game's 12 possessions, you get 3 turnovers, that's your goal. You're now getting 15 opportunities, and the other team you're playing is only getting 9. So chances of winning is pretty good.
Pirates great on third down defensively last night, Coach. Did they ever get one?
I thought they were perfect on third down.
I think they were. 0 for 7 was South Florida last night.
0 for 7
on third downs. East Carolina continuing to struggle offensively on third downs. They were 6 of 17 last night, 5 of 6 on fourth down for East Carolina. So we're seeing them aggressive. We saw the kicker miss a couple, so that could add to the decision making to go for it. But the Pirates, what they weren't getting on third down, doing a good job of picking up on fourth down.
Yeah. Well, before the game, Barbara, because we knew some of the coaches on the other staff. Brad Scott, who is the father of the head coach,
Jeff Scott. Yeah.
Brad tried to hire me when he was the head coach at South Carolina, and so I saw Brad before the game, and of course I visited with him in the lobby. Of course. Brad's really helping his son a lot. I mean, he's
Jeff Scott's a young head coach, right?
Yeah,
early 40s, I think.
Yeah, he's only been at one school. That was Clemson.
Yeah.
And his dad was a consultant there at Clemson. So his dad has a lot to do with what's going on down there, and I hope they're successful.
Yeah, and he's got apparently Charlie Strong, who was on the rise years and years ago.
Yeah.
Went to Texas, didn't work out there, went to South Florida, and apparently it was worse than we all thought. It looks like they had a pretty bare cupboard when Jeff Scott got there.
Yeah, and it's you think about the schools that are in the state of Florida, even though there's a lot of players, you got to beat FSU, University of Florida, Miami,
UCF has taken a rise.
I mean, so you got 4 major universities you're competing against. Plus, everybody in America goes to Florida to recruit. Like University of Michigan, they're going to come in there. They're not going to come in there on 50 players, but they're going to find about 10 players in Florida, and they're going to recruit them real hard. And every other school in America, Ohio State. I mean, it's just a tough job recruiting.
South Florida's got an interesting staff. They've got some names. If you're a football fan, you remember DeQuan Bowers was really good at Clemson. He's their defensive line coach now. Ernie Sims, really good player, is their linebackers coach. And their offensive coordinator has a familiar name, Charlie Weiss Jr., the son of Charlie Weiss. I kept hearing his name last night, Coach, and hadn't heard the name Charlie Weiss in a while. His son is the OC.
Yeah. And the defensive coordinator played for me at Georgia Tech.
Glenn Spencer?
Glenn Spencer.
Okay.
Back in the 80s. And Glenn is, just a great young man. Of course, he's not as young as he was when I coached him. That was 30, 40 years ago. But, I wish them luck. I didn't want them to beat us. But I hope they win the rest of them.
We finally got over the Temple bugaboo last year, Coach. For whatever reason, ECU could not beat the Temple Owls. They were able to do it last year, and now we got them coming up next week. We'll talk about it more next Friday with you, but an opportunity for the Pirates to win a couple in a row at home here and feel good about themselves.
Well, I really think that we got 4 left. 2 of them, in my opinion, should be wins, and if you play really well, you might win 3.
We might need you to go to practice in a couple weeks and talk some triple option with them. That still worries me, Coach. I don't care how bad Navy is. Facing that option still worries me as a fan.
Well, it's not like I shut them out.
Well, nobody does.
We played them.
Yeah. But they do. I have asked the players and coaches as well. They that's something you don't just start the week of. You're kind of going through that as the season goes along, right?
We always actually spent, every school I was at when you played Navy during the spring, you took 4 days and worked on nothing but Navy. I know we did it at Georgia Tech because we played Navy every year. We did it here with Skip when we were playing Navy. We did it with Ruff. I mean, you take 4 days during the spring and you work on Navy.
Yeah, and
because you don't see it.
Yep. It's always, Doug on Facebook says ECU has always had problems with the triple option, but Memphis looks a lot more winnable now than it did before the season started. So, and a lot of that has to do with how ECU's playing and how they've played on the road, Coach. They've been so close. They were able to get the one against Marshall, but to come up short against UCF and against Houston, they know they can go on the road and play with teams. So,
well, right now, I mean, we got Temple at home. We should win that one.
Got to have that one.
Now, Navy, they're not very good at all this year. I mean, of course, you got to go to Navy, which it's not that bad to play there. But I mean, you get those two, you're in a bowl game. Now, whatever happens against Memphis and Cincinnati, last year Cincinnati was supposed to kill us, and we played the heck out of that game. That was a close game.
We'll see what they're playing for. Got a big game in conference this week with Houston and SMU. The winner of that one likely will see Cincinnati in the championship, and the Bearcats are still going for style points. They got Tulsa this week. Yeah. So they had Navy played Cincinnati tough last week. Cincinnati only won by 7, so Cincinnati's going to try to roll up some points against your old Green Wave this week. We'll see what they do. Well, Coach, what you doing this weekend?
Watching football, hanging around the house.
What a plan! I like it. I'm gonna do the Rick Smith plan this week. When you making your Kentucky trip?
Next week.
Okay. Are you gonna be with us Friday? Or are you gonna be gone?
I'll be gone.
You're gonna be gone next Friday.
Glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving Thursday morning.
Well, have fun. They got who's Kentucky guy? I've really enjoyed following them this year.
They got Tennessee
next week, right? Who they got
next week? This week, I'm not sure.
Let's see. Kentucky has at Mississippi State.
At Mississippi
Kentucky
State.
is 12th in the nation, so they'll be in Starkville tomorrow night, and then you'll be there for the night game against Tennessee. That'll be a big one. So they've been playing some great football. All right, Coach. I enjoyed it, man. Thank you.
Always enjoy it.
Rick Smith joining us, hour number 1. When we return, we'll switch gears, talk some NFL with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Good grief, the Panthers have fallen on hard times. 3-0 start, lost 4 in a row since then. Can they get back on track against the Falcons? We'll talk about that and more when we return after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Griffel's Center and receive compensation. Visit grifflesplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Griffel's Center. Visit grifflesplasma.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday. We got a Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack coming your way in hour number 3. We'll make you a winner of that. We got some NFL picks to make this hour, and unfortunately,
do the ad read.
We have to. I'll do the ad read next segment. I don't have it in front of me right now. It's a great one though. It's an all-timer. We got to talk about the Panthers. Ugh. Yeah. I was thinking about it. If we put Shirley's Dolphins, my football team, and your Panthers in an arena and just put a football in the middle of it, like, who would F up the least?
I don't know, but like Rose High School would probably win.
Definitely.
Well, it would take a long damn time to answer that question.
I mean, it would just be...
What would be the representative from each team that you would send out? Like, you got to pick one guy.
Well, Heineke is
your hero.
Very entertaining and also does some dumb stuff, so he'd be funny. Robbie Anderson would be a good representative.
Yeah, I think so.
For the Panthers.
You wouldn't send Chase Young out there?
Well, I don't want to win. I want comedy.
Oh.
Chase Young could have.
They're all going to look at.
He would dominate. He would just win.
They're all going to look at that weird oblong object in the middle of the field and be like, "What's that?
What's that bear doing there?"
What's that bear?"
I bring up Robbie Anderson because I had a stat that I used for a trivia question this week, Tony. Robbie Anderson's yards per target is the worst in the NFL since late 2000s. Eddie Royal, you remember him? He was a slot receiver for the Broncos. Eddie Royal was like 3.3 per target, and Robbie's he might be in the 4s. But what that tells me is
he's got the dropsies.
A lot of drops, a lot of missed targets from the quarterback, and
that's a terrible stat.
It is.
The worst since what year?
I think it was like 2008 or 9.
Jeez, how'd you find that stat?
Just roaming the tweeter, buddy.
Yeah, I got you.
Roaming the tweeter. So yeah, Panthers. That was ugly last week. It's ugly every week.
I've been thinking about it. I've actually been combing through the records of Panther losses, and I think it might be the worst loss in the history of our team. It's pretty close. There was
in the history of Panthers football.
There's only been. I mean, here's how I've been trying to quantify what is the worst loss. Is under 7 points scored is the first, cutoff, and then I start looking at the opponent, the points allowed. And then third, I like to look at who. You
got to look at the opponent's record at some point, end, right?
So you got to put the opponent in context.
Right, exactly, and that's the third component. Okay. Is does the opponent turn out to be good or bad? And it's really hard to find a worse loss statistically against a team that is with a worse record than the Giants. Now, maybe the Giants make a crazy run, which I don't foresee happening. But right now, there was a 34-3 loss against the Denver Broncos in 1997, where Shannon Sharp had 156 yards receiving in the first half.
But Denver was good though.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And they
that
also
was Super Bowl. Denver.
Yeah, that was.
They also. Here's the crazy thing: is that one of the Denver players returned. There was 2 punt returns for a touchdown in 1 quarter.
Jeez,
the first quarter of the game. Yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff like that. I did find one other game in 2010 where the Panthers had under 160 yards of total offense.
So who
that
were
could
you,
qualify.
Jimmy Clausen era?
Yeah,
that was pre-Cam.
Yeah, but see, even then it was the whole team was bad.
Right, I didn't expect anything out of that team.
The Panthers were also. I don't know if you factor this in, Tony. The point spread. The Panthers were favored in this game, right?
That's part of the context.
Yeah, it's insanity. And then the other thing too is that it was Jimmy Clausen. He had all of these stinker games, but he was also just 11 for 17 or 11 for 23. They weren't. It was almost like they didn't get the ball a lot. All of a sudden they would just go 3 and out, and then the other team would run it for an hour, and then they get it back and 3 and out. One interception. There's been a lot of. Go back and look at the worst games in your team's history. It is interesting to see. There was one. Who was it? There was Chris Winkie had 3 pick sixes in a game or something like that. It's just crazy.
It sounds like you kind of had fun looking back at this stuff.
I'm going to make a YouTube video next week. I'm trying to put it together, the 5 worst losses.
And I like it.
If you're not careful, you might have a top 10 this week if you lose to Atlanta.
Oh, gosh. They're on a 3-game winning streak, though.
No, they have weapons and they have pieces.
Yeah.
They just don't have anything on defense.
We'll see how bad they are, and we'll see how bad we are.
No, I mean, I know you don't want to rehash all this crap.
No, we need to.
173 total yards, Tony.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Giants box score. They didn't do anything that really jumped out, it looks like.
No, the score at halftime was 5-3 clip.
Oh, that's right. I said it was going to come down to the bullpens.
It was, our defense was sitting there and playing 2 teams. They were playing the Giants offense and the Panthers offense.
Didn't the 3 come on the first drive?
Yes, and then there was a safety. And the defense was doing all right. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but just 5. It was just miserable. It was just the most miserable performance of all time.
There was just no hope on offense.
Yeah, and this was right after I was at I was at AJ's, and they were telling me that they took the over in this playoff game in MLB, and it was like 9 runs. I was like, man, that's kind of. He was like, well, look at all the scores. It was like 14-6. And I'm sitting there looking at this score at halftime thinking, man, I'm watching baseball.
Oh, you're probably
a boring baseball game.
That Astros-Red Sox series produced some high totals.
That's what they were talking about.
And you're watching a 5-3, which is just a hilarious score. Like,
I wish it would have ended like that.
3-2, a 5-3 is awesome. So, rough times. And as Glenn just said, you have no hope on offense. Do you feel like in that game, do you feel that way moving forward? Because we've seen this offense, even without McCaffrey, put up yards and points at times.
I think right now I'm in an existential crisis when it comes to this team because it was so bad at this point that right now you just are starting to think, is there anything good? Right? Like, is there anything that could be good?
Let's find some positives here.
And I don't think you can. I think the offensive line is the worst offensive line that we've had ever.
Is it the worst in the league?
If it's not, then those poor people.
The Giants
who else?
Pretty bad.
I mean, I haven't looked at a lot of Jaguars or Lions football.
Yeah. We didn't smoke the Giants, though. They were all hurt, and we still didn't get to after them.
Sure. Oh, yeah, you thought you were playing against one of the worst.
Yeah.
Right.
No, so the offensive line looks like it's beyond repair. Sam Darnold looks broken like forever. Is that whatever optimism we were trying to hold out for of a reclamation project that we thought this game was so bad that he got benched. Sam Darnold got benched in the third quarter.
Yeah.
What was
Walker came in.
the guy with the white gloves? Not Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh, it was
Matt Moore.
No,
it was the Carr brother.
It was Carr. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Carr brother, where he's just so gunshot from like years, a few years of being like in a bad system.
Yeah, he's just coming out of World War. He looks like one of those World War I vets that got the wrap around his head.
The dude has been through a bad time.
Even in a clean pocket, he's like,
Which
I know.
Carr was it? Was it Derek or Dave?
David is the old one. Derek's playing now.
David Carr. I always used to make the joke is that after that 73 sack season, he got sacked 73 times in a season.
They should have shipped his brain to Harvard.
Yes,
immediately.
I always
with
felt
him
like
attached.
if he was like in a movie theater and some overweight people walked in, he just like peed his pants right there. He's like, "Oh God,
he's scared of large men. You just can't deal with it."
But then, and now, so Sam Darnold done. Yeah, I mean, like, so I have no reason to think otherwise at this point. But now I'm sitting here going, Matt Rule and Joe Brady also might stay.
You're at the point in the tenure where you say they might not be good.
I don't want it to be that way, and I don't think that we have enough evidence to fully conclude that. Yeah. But at that was the worst performance that you could imagine.
I brought this up with Chandler earlier this week because I knew he wouldn't be here on Friday. I want to talk about it with you. All coaches do coach speak, and maybe it's because I follow you and other Panthers fans, and so I see it a lot. But Matt Rule, he's got like some kind of computer program where he puts keywords and they make a sentence out of it. He has the most like cliche coach speak stuff, like if we're gonna do this, we got to do it together. Or it's all.
That's why I think he was attached to every
cliche.
job, like just
because he says the right thing,
right? Like you know how like Eric Bieniemy doesn't interview well.
You know
guess what Matt Rule does? He interviews well.
This week we're gonna run the ball. I don't know.
And then you don't do it? Then you don't do it at all? We had 17 rushes.
That's because he's just saying things.
You were behind. You were slinging it.
But you weren't.
You were behind 5-3.
You were behind 2 points.
There was no hope.
That 5-3 deficit, man.
It was a 7-possession game in his mind.
So it's probably piling on at this point, but I just thought the Matt Rule stuff, like every quote I see, could be used in any circumstance by anybody in the world. I don't know.
And let me finish it with this, is that one of the things about Ron Rivera that I did like is that he was strong enough, he had this like interior fortitude that he didn't get shook. Even towards the latter stages when you should be.
Never in the moment.
Right. And just, you could not shake this guy. And in Ron Rivera's second year, we started out, I think, like 1-6 or so. We won the last 6 out of 9 games that season and when he was on the hot seat. At ultimately the same spot we are in right now, where the team looks like a disaster. Sean McDermott, people were already thinking Sean McDermott didn't know how to coach defenses at this point. Look at how good he's turned out. And Ron Rivera always had these strong November and Decembers, even when his team wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rule in this press conference after this game looked like a beaten puppy. And I'm starting to, and that's why, like, I can't look at anything right now and just go, oh, it's going to get better tomorrow.
That's
and now I'm starting
that's
to
a
worry.
point of strength. Like,
Yeah.
You can't pick them out.
Yeah, and I don't even know in long term either. So I'm not saying that Matt Rule's should be fired. I don't think that that's the answer. I don't think too quick to fire in this case would be the right move. But right now I am starting to think, maybe Joe Brady ain't that good at what he does. I think his inexperience is more showing than anything. And Matt Rule, the jury is still out. And right now the prosecution just brought up some damning evidence for him.
And sometimes you don't have to be great to make the playoffs. The Panthers have made it with a losing record before, right?
Yeah.
Washington did it last year. So on top of your team stinking, sometimes you still have hope because the teams around you stink. For Washington, that's not the case. Dallas is going to run away with their division, and you got Brady and the Bucs in your division, so you have no hope there either.
And I didn't think making the playoffs was necessary in my mind for this team to be good in my eyes. Like, I want to see us getting better from week to week, year to year, and we did that last year. But now we're going backwards.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part about this. And that's why when these rumors came up about the Panthers, this loss was so bad that immediately after the game, all of a sudden it goes, well, maybe the Panthers are considering trading for Deshaun Watson. And I'm not for it. I was not for it, and I'm glad it didn't happen. And it's really because of the history of our team, the circumstances that surrounded Deshaun Watson. And everybody goes, oh, he'll make us better. Yes, he would make us better on an individual, anecdotal game basis. But this team would still stink.
Well, do you remember the conversations we had last year? And this was prior to everything that came out about Watson. He was my favorite QB. And we talk about how great he is. And then we'd look at the Texans' record and say, would Aaron Rodgers ever be on a team that won 4 games? Would another quarterback? So, even if you're right, Tony, and we talked about it a lot last year, if Deshaun Watson's there, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are going to take a leap forward, but will the team as a whole? I don't know.
We would be better.
We
would be better.
He'll make the offensive line better, but still not great.
Yeah, we might make the playoffs, but it still wouldn't be it's just, this is the problem with the Panthers. It's not just Sam Darnold. Yeah. It's not just the offensive line. It's not just coaching. It happens to be, and it's not just injury. It happens to be all those things. And that's the sad part. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that this is one of those things where I'm just a fan that's kind of in the doldrums, the panic mode, like the Chicken Little moment. And that we somehow can turn around. Now we are getting a bunch of players. Shaq Thompson coming back, which he doesn't even act like his foot's that good right now, so I'm not super excited about that.
He got off to a great start to the season, too, right?
Stephon Gilmore is going to be playing, which will help. So there are going to be some people that return. And maybe Christian McCaffrey comes back in, maybe it's only one more week, I think. 1 or 2 more weeks before he's eligible.
Some positives going here,
if he
Tony.
comes back and shows any sort of value, you got to get rid of him this offseason.
Wow. But we do have to play the Bills, the Cardinals, and the Bucs.
He bypassed that very quickly.
You're not a believer in that?
He didn't even acknowledge what you said.
You're not a believer in it.
I know. He wants to take the one good thing away from him. And even that one good thing, he's not even playing.
The one good thing's a broken toy.
I know. He's like our Curtis Samuel. Sorry, I have to hurt other people.
Who's that? Never heard of him.
I have to lash out at other people to make myself feel better.
Curtis Samuel is in the same category of like Sasquatch and Bigfoot. Like, I've heard the stories, but I've never actually seen them. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get Tony's thoughts on the Falcons.
And the game last night.
Great game last night. We'll talk about that. And we'll make some picks. There is a new leader in the clubhouse. When picks, there's a positive for Tony Dunn. We'll talk about that and run down the slate when we return. Much better slate than last week. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure you have the best comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you on the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us on Greenville Boulevard in the public shopping center right near the stadium. Be sure to run with us on Facebook and Instagram. Fleet Feet, we run for you. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC or heater needs repair or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to DelcorInc.com or give them a call at 321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Free Beer Friday. Brought to you by Bud Light. We got a great giveaway today. A 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel, Bud Light shirt, koozies, large 2-topping pizza to Domino's. We're going all in on hashtag PSL season with our new limited edition Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack. 4 flavors made up for the hayriding, apple picking, and corn mazing enthusiast in your life. Maple pear, apple crisp, toasted marshmallow, and of course, the guiltiest of fall's guilty pleasures, pumpkin spice. So dust off your leather boots, find your biggest scarf, and start practicing your leaf-throwing boomerang moves because fall is here.
Somebody worked hard on that read.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff there. Glenn loves that. So that was for you, big dog. We'll give that away coming up in hour 3 of our show. Glenn's eating.
What's new?
I keep looking at him.
It is my favorite ad read.
And he's like pushing the mic away while he's chewing food.
He stays hungry, dude. This dude's always eating when I come in there.
Hey, don't get hungry. Stay hungry.
There you go.
That's what I say.
Just because I have worked up until the point where I got here. I hadn't eaten yet.
He's got to get his blood sugar
So I got to
right.
eat. Yeah.
We got to keep my man upright.
Your wardrobe makes me want to support the troops.
I love the troops.
All right.
Hey,
you got the camo Pirate Radio hat today.
Oh, I was thinking about you guys last night. You guys are excited so you can watch football uninterrupted tomorrow?
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing about the Thursday night game.
What's the worst thing about it? Is dragging butt all day today?
Yeah, but
I honestly think the lead up is worse. Like the short week.
I love Thursday football because I got to be here at work anyway on a Thursday. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone and take a Saturday off. I'm hyped right now. I'm ready to roll. Red eat a roll because the Braves play tonight, Game 3 of the World Series. They're going to have a red out in Atlanta. And I forgot about this off the top of the show. Let's hit this real quick. Shirley Rhodes, the Mike Houston locker room celebration. Nobody's perfect. Mike Houston's a Cowboys fan. Some of you out there are. This is an homage, I guess, to Jimmy Johnson. It sounds a lot like that, but I still get chills when I hear the Mike Houston, how about them Pirates, after a big win. So let's hear the locker room celebration. You'll also hear from former Pirate golfer Harold Varner III, who was in the locker room during the celebration. Here's last night.
Hey, how about the Pirates? We didn't have the breaks in the first half. Okay, most of it was self-inflicted. Okay, but we put ourselves in a hole. They had all the momentum. We came out to start the second half. Big kickoff return to set the tone for the second half. Yes, and then you dominated the second half of play. That's the way a good football team plays. Congratulations.
Just keep working, keep believing, and I believe in you. There's guys right here that believe in you, and I'm so proud of you.
Winning is fun, Tony. It is. And
I will say, like, so we hear all that.
Man.
We hear all that in the room because the room where we're at with the press is connected almost to the locker room. So we hear all that stuff. And he comes over right from that to us. It enters the room with a boisterous, how about them Pirates, before you can even hear it record. Like he's just
awesome.
He's ready to roll, like he's just in the moment.
I like seeing people enjoying themselves. So to see Mike Houston,
sounds so creepy.
And sometimes I like to look in people's windows and see them enjoying themselves. To see Mike Houston at the end of the game smiling on the sidelines.
I like a little bit of an unbuttoned.
They worked their ass off.
Yeah, and they haven't enjoyed themselves.
Exactly. That adds to it, Tony. So,
Holton Ahlers' best passing game, arguably, in my opinion, ever.
Well,
I know that's crazy to say, but
you know what helps that out? He had his best running game last night.
Yeah, I mean, but he was dealing
defense. Flying around.
C.J. Johnson, right?
He had his best game
love
of the
to see
season.
that coming back
Both of the
around.
receivers, C.J. and Audie.
Audie is really
physical last
and
night.
in the weather conditions, and you're still having your best passing game, and you're going downfield. Like Donnie Kirkpatrick, best offensive call.
Well, it's nice to see,
everything
Tony,
started coming together.
When it's your team adjusts, like they're playing up, and what do? They're taking away Snead over the middle, underneath. You got to throw deep, and the Pirates took their shots.
They did,
and they were hitting.
And there was a couple of times that they almost hit more. That one, like a toenail out of bounds.
CJ, almost
that's just good stuff. The running backs we're just running downhill, and the defense. At times, you started to worry a little bit when they were, allowing the runs to get big in the beginning. But they responded later with that pick that changed the game.
Yep.
And that's I like to see this defense gaining that momentum over 2 weeks. So
2 straight weeks, no points for the opposing team in the second half.
Can't argue with that. Might as well be playing the Panthers.
Well, you come back to the Panthers.
Excited. It's exciting. It's a nice thing to see. Everything was great. Even the broadcast was great last night.
Everything was great.
Everything was fantastic.
It wasn't
even Gary from Gastonia was great.
How about Atticus calling in? You know how many people have texted or come up to me and said, "By the way, I'm Gary from Gastonia."
We're all Gary from Gastonia.
Everybody's taking credit or blame, however you want to look at it.
What
for that
movie
call.
is that where they stand up and they go, "No, I'm."
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm.
It does sound familiar.
That is in Life with Eddie Murphy and.
That's not Martin. I was thinking
Martin, where that was I'm That Baby's Pappy. That's what that was.
All right,
but it's the same scene though. It's where they all they're trying to get somebody in trouble for being the baby's pappy, and they all stand up.
All right, my Washington football team is a stone's throw from 0-7. One of those wins was kind of a miracle finish against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Where are the 2021 Falcons right now? Y'all were talking about how they've won a couple in a row.
I think they're 3-3.
Yeah, so
they're 500.
Are they one of those bad good teams, or no? They're probably more of a good bad team where any week they could beat an opponent.
I think mediocre is a better word.
I think they're just a mediocre team that we thought was worse than they were because they started out 0-3.
We thought they were a bad mediocre team. But they're a mediocre team.
We overvalue week one. When you lose at home 32-6 to the Eagles, you are written off for the year.
Yeah, especially when you think the Eagles are going to be terrible. It turns out the Eagles play people tough.
Let's pump the brakes a tad, too. They've beaten the Giants by 3, the Jets by 7, and
Jags in London.
The Dolphins by
Dolphins
2.
in London.
Hey, you can only play the guys on your schedule.
No, Glenn. That game was in Miami.
What was the game in London?
We just said it should have been in London.
That was the Jags.
They beat the Jets
Atlanta
in
was
London.
in Atlanta.
They beat the Jets in London.
Okay. All right,
and the Dolphins game last week should have been in London.
Yes,
but they played it here in the United States.
There you go.
So they're 3-3. Tony, what's the expectations for? God, you already said your expectations for Carolina. I mean, the Falcons. I'm going to pick them to win this game.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row I'm picking against my team.
You're taking the Falcons?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to. And that, first of all, how many times have I done that? I think I think this is the first time I've picked the Falcons over the Panthers in 8 years of my podcast.
Yeah. On the podcast?
Yeah. And maybe even
How did the fans handle that when you did that?
No, we're in a bad place right now.
Yeah.
I mean, now there is always this kind of chance that the Panthers could go in there and win, right? I mean, it's any given Sunday.
And I hate to do this because I did it last week,
almost
Tony.
picked the Giants last week.
But if you win, you're 4-4. But we keep saying that. Like last week, I said, well, if you win, you got a winning record. I hate to keep saying if.
I am not picking the Panthers again
until
they give me until they win, until they give me more of a reason to think that they can win.
All right, we are. By the way, I should say we've gotten into the pick portion. Tony Dunn has made a huge jump these last few weeks. Unlike the Panthers, you are winning, Tony. 9-3 last week. Glenn went 8-4. I was a terrible 6-6. I keep picking the Chiefs. They stink.
Crazy, huh?
What's Jackson Mahomes' brother's name? The quarterback.
That is it.
Patrick.
Jack. You're in reversing. I like it.
I flipped it and reversed it.
You know, there's so fickle fans and the media from week to week, but now people are like, oh, maybe Patrick Mahomes isn't as good as we thought.
Yeah. I'm not ready to go there.
It's the brother.
Yeah, he's got to divorce him from what's it called when you?
I think they need an exorcism. They need to totally expel that cat from the program. I don't know how you do it.
What Bill Belichick did with what's his name, doctor Tom Brady's doctor.
Yeah. You just get him out of the program. You're not part of this situation anymore.
So on the year, Tony and Glenn have 67 wins now to 32 losses. That's Glenn/Chandler. I am 66-33, so I'm playing from behind. I will take the Falcons at home on Sunday against Carolina, as will Tony. How about you, Glenn?
Same.
Mike Davis revenge game.
Should I throw him in the
Looking
lineup?
for a big Pitts and CPAT day. I'd imagine.
But I mean, a lot of things. Somebody told me last week that we have 40% of our starting roster out.
How crazy is it in 2021 that Cordero Patterson has a nickname? He's calling him CPAT over there.
He's definitely CPAT.
He is a relevant player.
A guy
definitely relevant in fantasy.
A guy came on our podcast, Falcons guy, podcaster, writer, and he said, finally someone's figured out how to use Cordero Patterson right. I was like, what? What do you mean? He's a running back, it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, kick returner, punt returner, receiver, wildcat. All this time,
I thought the Bears started to do that last year with him.
Yeah, which is crazy because he should be working his way out of the league. He's been there so long, and they're just finding new ways to use him.
He's kind of a slash. I mean, they put him out wide.
I wonder if there are anybody in Atlanta saying, "Man, we really we give too many reps to CPAT."
CPAT. There's gonna be a lot of CPAT signs in the crowd. I will take the Bills to beat the Dolphins on Sunday.
Same.
Is Brian Flores going to get fired?
Probably.
4 weeks after I said he's an
What
amazing
about this
coach?
mess? What about this mess that is surrounding the Dolphins? Are imploding on their own selves, and this comes from their owner. The fact that you're even going to leak out there that you have agreed to terms.
Oh, we got a deal
with Watson, but we don't have a deal. That's not a deal.
It's got to make Tua feel good, right?
That's like going into a car dealership. I go into Billy Weaver asking to buy a truck, and I have terrible credit and no money, and I go, "Yeah, we struck a deal on the price, but it turns out I can't get financed."
Yeah,
what it really is it's a test of waters. How big is the PR hit?
Well, I tell you one thing.
To see what the reaction
doesn't
is.
it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
You leak it out into the water and see what the fish say.
Or you do that to see if the Panthers will actually go through with it.
It works on multiple fronts.
Don't we see this in coaching searches sometimes where they'll leak out a name to see what if the fans completely revolt?
I
or
feel
not?
like it happens in the NBA a lot with Jason Kidd.
Doesn't this push down?
I don't know why.
Doesn't this push down to his stock though?
Yeah, well, his stock in himself, and his quote this week was,
"I don't listen to that.
Yeah,
I don't."
It was. I don't. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not wanted by the Dolphins.
He did the double negative.
Poor guy.
How do you feel? Instead of saying "I feel good," he said, "I don't not feel bad," or whatever it was.
She did not break up with me.
She did not say no.
Oh yeah, bad times in Miami.
You know what? I'll take them. Give us two. I'll take them.
All right, good.
I would take him over what we got.
Yeah.
Sure. Important game. I like this one. I'm going to watch this game. Steelers at Browns.
How do you take How do you take either team right here? You know,
is Mayfield playing, and how much does that matter to you?
I think he might not be coming back this week, but the following week.
Hey, they won without him against the Broncos.
With who? Case Keenum or something?
The Steelers stink.
Who is the Browns running back? Because Dearness Johnson.
And what happened to all the other running backs? Are they all hurt?
Chubb and
what do you think? They just missed the flight?
That's what I mean. How did all of them get hurt?
I don't know. They ran into each other in practice.
Injury report: ankles.
No, I mean, they go into the season with the best backfield tandem, right, with Chubb and Hunt. And then you're like, well, at least we'll have one every week, and they both go out. And then your replacement has 100 yards and a great game. I'll take the Browns at home. Don't know about the quarterback, but I'll do it anyway.
I don't know why I'm going to take the Browns, but I am going to take them Browns.
I was going to take them because I think that Ben's just that old.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't like the Steelers on the road.
Yeah.
And the fact, Mark Ingram, the second oldest running back in the league, is like, I need to get out of here. He's trying to get on a younger team.
He reunites back with Kamara there in New Orleans.
Oh, you think so?
He did.
Oh, did it happen?
Yeah.
Today?
Mark Ingram got traded yesterday. 2 days ago.
I just heard that he got. I pulled a Chandler. I just heard that he was requesting a trade.
Nah, he's out.
Oh,
he's in New Orleans with Jameson.
Back in New Orleans. All right, Bengals at Jets. How about the Bengals last week putting it on the Ravens?
Told y'all this could be one.
You want to talk about?
Do you remember we talked about this game a lot last week because of the home field crowd, but how the Bengals are turning into a pretty good team, and that's why I'm taking the Bengals right now because the Jets and Joe Flacco are not enough. And how has Joe Flacco got a job but Cam Newton doesn't?
Yeah, like Cam's just
former MVPs.
I said it earlier in the week.
I just say that Joe Flacco's easier to get along with than Cam Newton is.
Or they're just playing for the number 2 pick anyway.
Yeah.
It really don't matter.
And Cam might actually win them a game by accident.
Yeah, you don't want to be good.
I'm a fence rider at times, and this is definitely both sides. But like, I think Cam is kind of toast at this point. But it is disgusting to see the terrible quarterback play across the league.
He ain't more toast than Joe Flacco.
Right. I mean, it's like, how do you like your toast? Yeah, you know they put those out on social media. Are you a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
How bad do you like your football?
Yeah. So anyway, Bengals. I'll take the Bengals. Tony will take the Bengals.
You want to talk about a guy that looks great in retrospect? Joe Burrow.
Wow.
Came out of that LSU situation, and was he the guy that held it all together?
I mean, they have sucked without him.
Joe Brady had a great rep coming out of that.
He
sucked without him. Coach O's gone.
Wow. Who knew one guy?
And then Jamar Chase tried to fool everybody in the offseason by not catching anything.
Yeah, balls
I
are weird.
can't see the white. And all of a sudden, now he's like
he's a monster,
top receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I assume you're taking the Bengals, Glenn?
Yeah.
All right. Big game in the AFC South.
I'm all on the Titans, man.
Heavy.
I am on the Colts. I love this. The Titans beat the Bills and Chiefs back-to-back. They're due for a letdown. Colts coming off a nice win. I'm going to say they win at home.
No way.
All right.
Titans are like surging to...
They're rolling.
And to a point where they're getting so hot that they could be one of the best teams in the AFC.
You almost said it right, Tony. They're getting so hot that they're about to overheat.
Ooh.
And that's why I like the Colts.
And become burnt toast.
I'm taking old ankle boy Carson Wentz.
Ankles McGee.
He always you remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too?
Of course I do.
Toga and
Razor.
Yeah, he looks like the
He
dog.
looks like Razor?
Yeah. Totally, dude.
Toga's the
snap.
Razor is the turtle.
Oh, then the other one, Toga. He looks like Toga.
I don't like how they just went away from Bebop and Rocksteady. Like,
it was a rights issue.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like
so
that.
like the cartoon had different creative rights than what the movie had.
I was a big I was a turtle freak, but I was a big Casey Jones fan too.
Of course.
Son, the coolest guy.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was like Jason, but a good guy. Like he, with the hockey mask and the weapons that you had laying around the house.
Tony, I know you're not a wrestling guy, but little wrestling trivia. We did this one. Did you know
Carson Wentz on the right?
All right, I see it. Did you know that Kevin Nash? Have you recognized him from wrestling at all? He played Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Really?
Yeah,
man.
Where was that filmed at, Tony?
Oh, Wilmington.
Yep.
Nice.
We're like piling on questions.
Up
You're in a hot
until
seat all of a sudden.
I don't know what the state of it is currently. I believe it's pretty derelict, but there was a time where you could go and visit the actual New York City set.
Oh,
on the
wow.
back lot in Wilmington, where you could see where they filmed Turtles and the Crow.
We're all trying
go
to
ninja, go ninja, go.
We're all
Yes.
trying to out turtle each other. Who's the biggest fan? Everybody's coming up with their own.
I think we were all in Minji's.
Oh, I definitely was.
I definitely was for sure.
I was not there, but I have a signed like an autograph of like from Donatello or something.
I think I went with Taylor McLaughlin or either Chad.
This was a
Moore, I can't
perfect time.
remember.
And to be honest, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 like holds up, bro. Like all
Oh,
day,
yeah.
every day. And so does
Because it's got a little bit of seriousness in there.
Yeah.
And that helps it hold up.
The one thing I think about when immediately, and I just did when you brought it up, was damn Raphael cursing. That really
it was a big break the wall moment. Like with
as
the
a
kids.
kid, I was like, "Whoa, these turtles say bad words."
But like we didn't really know about the comics. I don't think because the comics were so underground.
So are they darker than the cartoon?
Very dark, very dark.
Because the cartoon was very light, obviously.
Yeah, the cartoon, the source material was pretty dark.
All right, a lot of turtle talk. We need to take a time out. When we return, we'll make the rest of the picks and have more for you on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey y'all, it's October, which means it's time to get ready for Halloween. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's locally owned Halloween superstore for 23 years. The Halloween fun is back, and we have everything you need to make it one to remember. From kids to adults, we've got you covered. We have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville on Greenville Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out. Like screaming it! We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprisefrees.domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow. Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Order in store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All righty, wrapping up hour 2. We got to go into speed mode here with Tony Dunn, the big dog, Glenn Griffin. All right, how about the Lions last week opening up? If we run over time a little bit, that'd be fine. They open up with a touchdown against the Rams. Onside kick, field goal. They're up 10-0 before the Rams can touch the ball. Of course, they lose the game, but they're still fighting and biting for Dan Campbell. Is this the week, Tony Dunn? They get their win against the Philadelphia Eagles.
I felt like last week I said I've been burned by them. I won't pick them again. The Eagles, though, have played guys tough, too. They've played a lot of tough teams well. But, yeah, I'm picking the Lions this week. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they have been in all of these games. They're not. I don't feel like they're an 0-17 team. They got to win one.
The Eagles fans want them to lose, by the way. I saw something on Twitter that if they lost to the Lions and this other team loses, they'll be on schedule to have the first and third overall picks of the draft.
Wow.
So they got an extra pick. I can't remember who the trade was, but they are wanting to go in tank mode here. And I'll continue to say Jalen Hurts is the worst real quarterback to best fantasy quarterback ratio I've seen in a long time. Love the guy.
He's like the Blake Bortles.
Yeah, garbage time. Except he does his with the running yards, the rushing yards. I can't pick the Lions again. I'll take the Eagles on the road. Glenn, who do you got?
Lions.
Okay. 49ers at Bears. Another one that could go either way here.
I like the Bears here.
I kind of do too. I'm going to take the Bears at home.
Niners.
All right. Rams at Texans. We'll all take the poor David Culley will take the Rams here, right?
Correcto.
My pen is about out of ink. Jaguars at Seahawks. We were talking about this one before, Tony. When I first looked down, I was like, this is not a guaranteed game. I looked at the line. It's around 3.5. So Vegas is expecting a close game. I'm not taking the Jags on the road. I'll take the Seahawks.
I am taking the Jaguars on the road.
Wow. Coming off a bye, maybe.
Seahawks at home.
Russell Wilson drove everything about that team.
So Urban Meyer, they won their game. Did they win in London? Or did they win?
No, I think it was against Miami, right? That they won?
The Jags? The Jags won in London against the Jets.
Okay.
No. That was the team you were talking about earlier.
I think they beat Miami.
But they definitely won in London because...
They won in London versus the Dolphins.
Yes.
Okay. So it was in London.
There's like a triumvirate of teams that have played out there, and it's very confusing.
So is it better that once again they get out of town?
Urban Meyer.
You had a good Urban theory that like it's better when
wants
he's
to get
away
out,
from it all.
Away from it, yeah.
Seattle's about the furthest you can go.
London.
Well, Yeah, but I'm talking about United States.
It's about the furthest away you go. He didn't say. I mean, he could have said like Tanzania.
He's going to try to pick up a game in Mexico City.
Yeah, can we get into that one next year? Can we play in Alaska?
Toronto.
All right, you're taking the Seahawks. Patriots at Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
My favorite coach in the league, Brendan.
I think it's going to be closer than y'all think.
He's great at press conferences.
Oh,
too.
man, he's wonderful. Like, I just want him to commentate life.
What'd you say?
I think it's going to be closer than y'all think.
No, I agree. This is not an easy pick here. Who are you taking?
But I take the Chargers.
Yeah, I could see a close game here.
Is Mac Jones all that? Everybody said he's playing out of his mind right now.
I have like buried and dug up the Patriots a few times already this year. I don't know what to believe about them right now.
Guess what? We'll watch this game and try to figure it out.
Bucks at Saints. I am going to take the Saints at home.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm not.
Jameis revenge game.
Dude, they barely beat the Seahawks with no quarterback.
You know you can't do that in the NFL.
What?
You can't do when this. Wait a minute.
Can't put logic to football.
Who did the Bucks play week 1?
They played the
Saints.
No, the Saints played the Packers week 1, and that was the weird blowout loss.
Yeah, that was a blowout. And then I said, well, the Saints are going to come back down to earth. Like they like to go up and down. I'm taking the Saints home. Who you got?
I'll take the Bucks.
The Bucks are unstoppable right now.
Okay. The football team at the Broncos.
I'm taking the football team.
Why?
Brave man.
Oh, because you don't like Teddy.
Why would you take? I mean, what about the Broncos that tells you should be taking anything? Von Miller got hurt his knee last week. Now he might be able to play, but still, what else is good about that team?
I don't know. I'll take the Broncos.
I just take the home team if it's kind of a toss-up situation.
They're on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, they both.
So you just think they're due?
Yeah. A home game against a not great team. Washington going out west.
I like this Cowboys-Vikings game. But Kirk Cousins stinks in primetime, so I'll take the Cowboys.
Kind of feels like the game of the weekend.
I know. I'm taking the Vikings because Dak is hurt.
Game of the weekend is that could be this. I like Titans-Colts, though. I think that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
The Vikings.
Okay. Are you banking on Dak not playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Same.
Vikings?
Yep.
Wow. All right.
And the Vikings turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think Dak's playing. I don't think the Vikings are kind of peaking.
Yep. I like all that.
Who's the Cowboys backup?
It's our former quarterback.
It's like
whoever we got.
Garrett Gilbert.
I thought they got Will Greer at one point. He must be like on their practice squad or something.
I need to prep it. They're prepping Cooper Rush,
whoever that is.
So anyway, Giants and Chiefs Monday Night Football. Here we go again. I'm going to pick the stupid Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs.
Is Mahomes playing?
Why wouldn't he be?
Didn't he get hurt in the last game or something?
Oh, at the end, right?
Somebody, you got the computer. You
Google it up.
No, yeah, you're right. But I haven't heard he's not playing, so I'll take the Chiefs. Would you not? If the Chiefs, who's their backup quarterback? We're doing a lot of Googling today. Sorry, folks. I don't know these backup quarterbacks. If the Chiefs have a backup in, is it really Chase Daniel? Chad Henne? Who?
Chad Henne, I think sounds right.
Chad Henne? If he plays, would you take the Chiefs or the Giants?
You know what? I kind of like the Giants.
You're crazy. Are you going to take the Giants?
Can I do a if then?
Yes.
My if then is no Mahomes.
Okay.
Giants on the road.
I'll put if beside it. Glenn, who you got?
Man.
Maybe they need Mahomes out so they can win games.
Maybe. Maybe they'll start his brother.
That was a joke.
If Pat Mahomes goes home, then Jackson goes home too, and the curse is lifted.
Good point.
The Chiefs are back, baby.
No TikToking if Patrick Mahomes doesn't play.
I mean, if it was anybody but the Giants or the Panthers, I'd probably pick the other team, but I would take the Chiefs, mostly because I'm looking at a video right here on Barstool currently. It's posted 5 hours ago that says Pat Mahomes
back at practice.
Pat Mahomes in hell It's Pat Mahomes sitting at like an Applebee's.
Oh yeah, I saw
with
that.
his wife and Jackson and his wife are doing TikTok dances.
And Mahomes is at the table, depressed, eating chips out of the basket.
Sad, losing quarterback, eating salsa.
I'm glad I don't know enough about all of this for it to be as depressing as that.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is not depressed at the Applebee's.
You remember when
Aaron
we thought
Rodgers
he was
is
depressed?
never at an Applebee's, bro.
No, he might be crushing that Green Bay Applebee's. That might be all they have up there.
I bet Chad Henne has an annoying brother too. You just don't know about him.
Bad Henne. Bad.
He's got a bad
T-H-A-D. Bad Henne.
He goes around pulling pranks on people. All right, Tony Dunn, Panthers post game coming up.
Yes, Panthers post game show. Also, right now we just put the Madden simulation up for this week. We had a guest commentator. Both of these guys have radio voices and could be better, like
that's fun.
Play-by-play and color commentators than Mick Mixon and his whatever he does each and every week. Also, we've got a bunch of the beat check was coming out this week. We got a lot of things, and the funniest thing I saw on the internet recently was a meme after last night that said that AJ Green retired in mid-route.
That was weird. I saw also that the controller broke. I guess, was he run block? I never saw like post game quotes. Was he like run blocking, or if you missed it?
I don't think he can be run blocking like that.
I love that the Cardinals are taking a shot there instead of just selling for an overtime for field goal.
I know. I mean, they're trying to win. They're winning.
Got a one-on-one matchup with AJ Green, who has kind of reinvigorated his career.
He just had to turn around. All he had to, it wasn't even a great play by Rasul Douglas, who I like. I like Rasul Douglas, but if Rasul Douglas drops that, the game Arizona has another chance and wins.
Probably so.
Did you see the bit about where D-Hop checked himself back into the game, DeAndre Hopkins? Like he was out injured on the sideline, and he just checked himself back in.
And just told somebody to leave the game?
Yeah, and so they asked the coach about it. They asked
and he said, "You're not right."
Right. That's what it was. He was like, "Yeah, man. He just went on the field and checked himself back in the game."
I did not tell him.
I know.
All right, thank you, Tony.
All right, man.
Have a great weekend. We'll take a break. Come back when we return. The voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, Morgan Ahlers, joins us on a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday. Still got to give that away. We'll do that in Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Griffel's Center and receive compensation. Visit grifflesplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Griffel's Center. Visit grifflesplasma.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
This is Dr. Chris Hasty with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. For more than 35 years, we've been taking care of the student athletes at East Carolina University. We are happy to have received the designation of official team physicians from the university. Whether you need assistance with a sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, my colleagues and I are here to help. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Where does the AAC go from here? I'll have some thoughts next.
There are lots of reasons to love the Carolinas. We have awesome beaches, beautiful mountains, great weather, friendly people. We have some of the best teams to root for and the best schools to be a part of. But the one reason above all others to love the Carolinas? Pepsi Cola. Somehow, it just tastes different here. Better. More refreshing. No one can really explain why. All we can guess is, it's better here because it was born here. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
When I first heard the American Athletic Conference was considering Air Force, Colorado State, Boise State, and San Diego State as new members, my thought was, have we totally lost our minds? I mean, come on, really. A college athletics conference stretching from Pennsylvania to California and everywhere in between. And then when Air Force and Colorado State said no, thank goodness there were some people who came to their senses. Why in the world would, let's say, Air Force want to fly east through 2 time zones to compete against the likes of ECU, Temple, and USF? And there's no way Air Force would play basketball in the American. At the end of the day, the Mountain West is staying together, and the American has lost 3 programs. Don't think there's some gamesmanship going on. The Mountain West now is claiming to be the best conference outside the Power 5, or the Autonomy 5, as they're supposedly wanting to be called. So who's next for the AAC? UAB looks like a leading candidate. After that, who knows? You just don't add programs to add programs. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you've got damage from wood rot, smoke, fire, or water, consider it fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Earlier this week, we talked to the Hammer, Jason Hamilton, ECU women's soccer coach. They knew they would be in the American Athletic Conference tournament. They just didn't know their opponent or destination. Now they do. East Carolina will be playing number 14 SMU coming up on Sunday at 2 o'clock in Dallas. It'll be on ESPN Plus, so you can watch it. Coming up 2 o'clock Sunday. And all they got to do is beat a ranked team for the second straight game. They did it last Sunday against the Memphis Tigers. Now they will try to do it against SMU and advance to the semifinals in the AAC tournament. So good luck to Jason Hamilton, who also said the Pirates were on the bubble to get an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. If they beat number 14 in the nation, that would go a long way in potentially getting them in the NCAA tournament as an at-large. So an important game coming up on Sunday. ECU women's soccer in action, 2 o'clock, ESPN Plus. Let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. He'll also be on the airwaves coming up less than an hour from now on the High School Huddle. He is the host of that program. He is Morgan Ahlers, joining us on a Victory Friday. Morgan, how you doing?
I am doing pretty daggone good, Clip. How are you doing?
Hey, feels great to walk into the studio on Friday and be able to talk about a Pirate victory. Heard you loud and clear last night when I would step outside the Pirate Radio studios. Your voice was booming last night, Morgan. And what a win for the Pirates. What a second half to come out, set the tone with a nice kickoff return by Snead, and then the Pirates go on maybe their best drive of the night that ends with a Holton Ahlers touchdown pass to Audio Matosho, and kind of setting the tone there, Morgan, for what was going to be a dominant Pirates second half last night.
Yeah, I thought they played pretty well the whole game. I mean, I know there was the one series right before halftime on the fourth down play that they got stuffed a little bit, but watching that this morning, really had a chance to look at it. Got to give kudos to South Florida on that play. They had, I think, just about everybody but one person in the box, and they jumped the snap and made a good play on it. And, unfortunately for the Pirates, they didn't get in, but they, like you said, they took it out right at the beginning of the second half and marched it down the field and scored, and really dominated, I thought, in the second half.
And so great to see last night. We were kind of talking about it heading into the game. There's been a lot of defensive heroes for East Carolina, new names popping up every night. But, man, it was spread around on the offensive side last night, and I know a quarterback enjoys when he can go to different targets so they can get it done. In the run game, you had a 100-yard night for Rajay Harris. He scored. Keaton Mitchell found the end zone on a 25-yard run. We got C.J. Johnson going on the outside, 84 yards, 54, and a touchdown from Matosho, 4 catches for Snead. Jones had a couple. The Pirates were sharing the love on the offensive side of the ball, and that's when it really gets cooking, Morgan.
Yeah, it is, and I think, you've heard it from Coach Houston talking about the run game and the pass game sort of mixing and meshing together. And last night with the weather factor, you knew you were going to have to run the football and be able to. And Central Florida, they don't have that defensive front that we faced against Central Florida and Houston, but they're not bad. I mean, they've got a couple big guys in there that were able to block the holes, but I thought the line did a really good job last night blocking, setting up some of those little short passes and the quick passes. And once you start doing that defensively, that forces your opponent to really adjust to what they're doing. And I thought they tried to stop the short passing game, and then the run game opened up. So very complimentary last night.
Yeah, good to see him take some shots downfield. Good to see Holton Ahlers using his legs last night. 78 yards on the ground, Morgan. Some of that was decision-making in a pass play. Some of that was design run calls where he looked good running the football. Also took some shots. We'll catch up with Holton Ahlers and some players on Monday, but did you have breakfast or talk to the quarterback? How's he feeling health-wise after taking some hits last night?
I talked to him this morning, and he was tired, a little sore, but it's a good sore. It's not the kind of sore that you had last week after Houston or the Central Florida game, that's for sure. But my favorite play of the game was toward the end of the game. Rajay Harris was going out and bounced out to the left side, and Holt goes down and throws a block. I mean, dude, what are you doing?
That's instincts taking over. You're not going to see a lot of quarterbacks doing that. Then again, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks as big as Holton Ahlers that can throw a block. So.
Yeah, but I said, man, you do that, you're setting yourself up for retaliation somewhere down the line.
Good point. Big one next week. More. You keep stacking these wins, they get bigger, and now the Pirates 4-4 will try to get to 5-4 against the Temple Owls. Looking ahead, you still got Memphis, Navy, Cincinnati to wrap up the season. 6 wins, a bowl game is the goal, and very attainable for ECU right now.
It's funny because I was talking to Holton last week after the Houston game, and I said, Bud, you guys keep playing the way you're playing right now, and things start gelling a little bit more. The last 2 or 3 years, you've been a better second half of the season team. And I said, there's nobody that you can't beat on the schedule. I think you'll go out and you'll run it. And when Cincinnati comes to town, let's hope Georgia loses a game somewhere in between. Cincinnati comes to town number 1, and we knock them off. Well, how fitting would that be on the day after Thanksgiving?
That would not be a bad Friday at all if that were to take place. Morgan, you got some headlines last night. You were on national TV reading ads. Did ESPN or Disney or anybody pay you money for that? Did you get like a free month of ESPN Plus or anything?
No, it's funny about that because I didn't even know. I mean, Tom had said they were going to do something which, I'm Chancellor Palpatine. I try to, control everything. Well, that was out of control last night.
Oh, wow. You were not pulling the strings on that one.
I was not pulling the strings on that one. I said, okay, I've never been a big fan of that, but it is a story, and they, being in the media, if you're doing a national game, you've got to find all the stories you can in case you have to fill time. And so they did that. So they came in, they were filming, and then I think they were just starting to play again. I'm not 100% sure. Then the guy that's doing the filming says, here, can you read this? Well, it's different if you're sitting there, you pre-read a script and you try to read it. Well, it's live.
Yeah.
And my brain's going like, dude, you're asking me to read something. Number one, it's very small font. I wear glasses.
You're reading it off a phone, right?
Yes, I was reading it off a telephone. And I'm going like, the first time I've ever read it and said, dude, you're on national TV, ESPN, you're going to screw this up. That's the first thing that came into my head. But I think I got it okay.
Oh, you nailed it. You're a true pro, Morgan. And how about the student turnout last night, Morgan? ECU marketing, Eric Ward and the folks did a great job. The weather did not participate in that, as threw a little monkey wrench into things, but students showed out, especially there early in the game in the first half, and it certainly created atmosphere on TV. I'll say that. The Living on a Prayer sounded really loud, the singing of that, and when the Pirates made a big play, there was some crowd pop. So I know it wasn't the biggest crowd we've ever seen at Dowdy-Ficklen, but it was an energetic one.
It really was, and kudos to Eric and his staff over there. They do such a great job, and the blackout was really marketed well, and I think they had to have had a pregame concert. I think I saw a picture of Blake Harrell tweeted out on the tennis courts beside Williams Arena, Minji's Coliseum. They must have had a concert, whether it was a DJ. I was sitting waiting for the Pirate Walk. They finished up the Pirate Walk in the main entrance to Ward, and I kept hearing this bass sound and the thumping and the bass and the music, and you could only hear it through the backside of the building. But I'm thinking to myself, I don't know who's over there playing music, but they've got to have a tremendous sound system. And I saw a picture, and it was probably Pete Benson and his guys probably put it on out of Havelock, and it's just like if a band is doing a concert, because it was jamming, and they had all the students on the tennis courts, and it was just a big party before the game. They did a great job.
That was awesome. We got a great kickoff time next week at 3 o'clock, so hopefully we'll see a bigger crowd, because people want to come out and see this team trying to get back to a winning record. And the way this defense is flying around right now, it's fun to watch live when you can get loud when your guys are on the defensive side of the ball. Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, wow, we are the last week of the regular season, high school football. What games should we keep an eye on this Friday evening?
Well, you've got the big game. It's our Pirate Radio game of the week. It's South Central at D.H. Conley. That's going to be a big one. You've got J.H. Rose at Havelock. That's going to be a big one when it comes down to the seeding of the playoffs. You got some really good games going on with Washington. Farmville Central plays North Pitt. That's always a good matchup. And, those are the kind of games that from a fan standpoint, that you want to go out and watch. And number two, there's some teams that haven't had quite the year that they've normally had. Washington at Aiden Griffin, it's going to be senior night. Of course, Todd Light has been battling the COVID bug, and with his team in and out basically all year long, it's the first time they've played in almost 2.5 weeks, and it's their senior night. These guys might not be in the playoffs, but it's still a big game for these seniors going out, and it's always exciting to see them walk across the field. A lot of memories. And, it's going to be some really good football, and then a little bit later on, we're going to be talking playoff football in our next week's edition as it kicks off that extra week of playoffs. Will Conley make it? They've got to have a strong showing tonight against South Central to have a chance to make the playoffs, even with their record. This is when you go back now with the RPI, and we'll talk with Brian North a little bit about this, is that how the playoff seeding is formulated. Now you got to actually wonder, okay, well, I'm looking at my opponent's record. I'm looking at our record. There's a lot of math factors and that kind of thing. And next year, will some of these teams play that tough early season schedule, or do they just want to go out there and get wins? That's going to be interesting to see coming up next season.
Yeah, that is a new wrinkle. Brian North loves to talk and at times criticize the postseason, although I think he likes the format they've gone to. At this point, it's going to be a little bit different, and that'll be discussed coming up at 6 o'clock on the High School Huddle with Morgan Ahlers. Morgan, great time to be a sports fan. You've got, of course, the Pirates winning last night. My Braves playing Game 3 tonight in Atlanta in the World Series against the Astros. The Hornets off to a good start. They got the Heat tonight. The Hurricanes are undefeated. They play tonight. You got pro football, college football. Everything's happening, Morgan Ahlers. It's a great time to be a sportsman.
It really is. I mean, when you look at what you can watch on television right now, this is the time of year that if you're a sports fan, boy, you're almost like a kid in a candy store. You can a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and flip the channel and keep an eye on everything. Or in your case, in the Clip Brock Man Cave, you've got those 12, 60-inch televisions that you got up on the wall and can watch pretty much anything at any time, including cross-country kickball from Europe. So.
Wow, I just realized somebody stole 11 of my TVs. I'm down to 1, Morgan. And a laptop. So, yeah, that's my man cave.
And a phone.
And a phone. I can go 3 deep. And next Sunday, Morgan Ahlers, the 2-hour premiere of Yellowstone.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm going to get ripped.
Get ripped. I think I've asked you this before. Did you ever watch Justified, Morgan?
I have not, and that's on my list.
Yeah.
I've been watching some of the other ones, but I have not watched Justified. I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I recommend that one to you. But yeah, we'll start our Yellowstone weekly check-ins coming up soon too, Morgan.
We're going to do a podcast. We talked about doing a podcast with boots and cowboy hats, and you said you were going to wear your ashless chaps.
That's right. Yeah. Getting ripped with Clip and Morgan.
Hey, we can do that.
All right, something to think about. Morgan, we'll hear from you coming up at 6, and have a great weekend, man, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, bud.
Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. He's pumped up after a Pirate victory on Thursday night, and we'll be talking about some great high school football action coming up at 6 on the High School Huddle. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. We will talk some golf, college football, and more with Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. And we also have to make you a winner. We'll do our Free Beer Friday Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack giveaway at the end of next segment as well. So a lot more to go here in Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
Tired and sluggish?
Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. It is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. We will not be with you on Saturday. We were with you all day yesterday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show. Coming up at 6, you can hear the high school huddle. Coming up Saturday at 8 a.m., we will have a program for you. It's the Golf Shop Radio Show with your host, Mark Greenhalgh. Let's talk some golf and some college football now with Greeny as he joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Mark, how you doing on this Friday?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Clip?
Hey, doing fantastic. And we're not going to find Harold Varner III on the leaderboard because I was kind of surprised, Greeny, after last night's ECU victory over South Florida. The football team official account on social media started putting out pictures and videos, and HV3 was leading the cheers in the post-game locker room after the win over South Florida. So, yes, he's taking a weekend off and was able to watch his Pirates win last night at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium.
Yeah, nice win. Always great to have some alumni cheering your team on, and that's good stuff. And man, I tell you what, not only is HV3 not playing, but they struggled to get a full field, and they did not because I think there were a whole bunch of restrictions and people withdrawing, and they went through their alternate list, and they ended up with 126 players. So, they got a good field, but just not a full field. So, interesting. And then they ran into having to stop play yesterday because of high winds. I mean, the winds were in excess of 40 miles an hour.
Wow.
And guys are saying it's the hardest round of golf that they've ever played. So, interesting things going on in Bermuda.
Yeah, the Butterfield Bermuda Championship. More on that in a moment. But you mentioned not putting together a full field for different reasons, Greeny, and that reminds me of a tweet I saw from Harold Varner III this week. Somebody said something to the effect of, "Hey, PGA, just have an off season for the guys." And Harold Varner III quote tweeted it and said, "Preach." But from what I understand, Greeny, I mean, these golfers kind of pick and choose when they play, and if you got a lot of money, maybe you can afford to sit out a few. If you don't, you're going to try to play all you can, I imagine, right? So, what do you think about that? The PGA Tour being more like other sports and having a traditional off season.
Well, I mean, these guys are independent contractors, and it's not like that they have a set, 82 or 162 or 16 or 17 game seasons. So, I mean, they do get to pick and choose their events. Obviously, guys that are at the top in the top 50 in the world rankings, they can pretty much play anytime they want. If you're down around 200 in the world rankings, you playing what you can get into. So it is a little different sport from that standpoint. Obviously you're not part of a team, so you're not participating when the rest of the team's participating. So, but I guess you could say that, coming up, they do have a little bit of a break. They finish with the Houston Open, and the RSM Classic finishes up on November 21st. Then there's the Hero World Challenge, which is only in a 30-player field. So, that was the Tigers event. This year it's in Albany down in the Bahamas. And then you have the QBE shootout, which used to be Greg Norman's Shark shootout. So, I mean, really the month of December is a break, and guys are probably maybe playing once in November because there's a Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. You got Houston, you got RSM. So, maybe play one. If not, I mean, most guys maybe don't even play November and December. So, and then they won't kick it back off till either the Tournament of Champions, or a lot of guys even wait till it comes back onto the mainland at the American Express or the Farmers out in California.
Yeah, so it's kind of a make your own schedule, choose your own adventure type of deal for these golfers. Greeny, you mentioned Tiger there, and man, after the wreck, it kind of went from, is he going to survive, to will he be able to walk, to, will he be able to live a healthy remainder of his life? And now I guess there's been pictures of him out on golf courses. So is the return of Tiger Woods now a possibility, and something you think we could see happen at some point in the future?
I've always felt like that even, that Tiger was going to try and go out on his terms, even with the back. I mean, he was going to always try and do that. Once we solved the back issues, we were kind of getting intermittent Tiger. I mean, if things worked out, he played, and he played well. If they didn't, he kind of struggled. This car accident, I felt like the only benefit that he had coming out of this accident is that the majority of the damage to the legs was to the right leg. Certainly you want the use of both legs 100% in your golf swing, but if you're going to have one that's going to be a little bit, let's say, damaged, you would want it to be the right over the left, because you're kind of posting up as a right-handed golfer on that left leg. And he's always had that snap of the left knee to help generate his speed. So from that standpoint, that's the only good news coming out of that wreck, was that it was more right leg damage than left leg damage. So I don't know. I mean, the question is, is he going to end up taking all of 22 off to rehab and rebuild and get things going? I would think that you might see him as a vice captain for the President's Cup team here in Charlotte. Later in the year. But the question is, where do you see him before that? Does he make an appearance at the Masters? Does he make an appearance maybe at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill? Where do we see him actually,
When you say appearance, do you mean showing up or playing, Greeny?
No, I mean just showing up and maybe coming on camera, getting up into the booth at the 18th Tower. I don't know. I mean, until you actually see him hitting golf shots, you question, when there's a comeback and when that's possible. So that remains to be seen.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Greeny saw this headline, wanted to get your take on it. The Shark, his name in the headlines, he is set to join the competing tour that could begin in the spring of 2022. Greg Norman will announced his association with LIV Golf Investments. This is the deal with the Public Investment Fund, the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia. This is that, I guess, competing golf tour that we may see go against the PGA Tour. What's your take on this, Greeny, to see Greg Norman's name involved?
Well, we go back, 30-something years ago, and Greg Norman was the one that was trying to create a world tour that got smacked down pretty quick. For me, it's funny. Greg Norman has nothing to do with golf until Greg Norman can make money. Greg Norman, when Fox took over the USGA championships, if you remember, they put Greg Norman into the booth, right? Well, up until 2 weeks before that first U.S. Open, for years we hadn't heard anything out of Greg Norman about golf, because Greg Norman, honestly, I mean, you can't argue, he's a good businessman. He's got wineries, he's got all kinds of stuff going on, but he didn't really care that much about golf once he stopped playing it, and then suddenly he gets pulled in by Fox to be an analyst. And then next thing you know, he's talking about golf. Well, when when Fox basically bailed on golf and gave it back to NBC, Greg Norman disappeared again. And we haven't honestly heard Greg Norman until now. He's been named the commissioner of this new league. So it's an oddity to me. I guess obviously they're trying to use Greg Norman's name, but I don't really know if I see it going anywhere. I mean, the PGA Tour has kind of said, hey, you're either a member of our tour and you're playing in our events, or you're not.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to stand pat with that. I mean, they put some money into the European tour. They've made some inroads in some of these other tours, and part of the article I saw is that maybe this new tour kind of piggybacks on with some kind of the Asian tour that really is out there doing decent, but doesn't really have any ties to anything else. So, it remains to be seen what they're going to try and do and how they're going to do it, when their events are going to be, and if they're going to try and make it so that guys can come play. But I think this is going to be a battle, and unfortunately for Greg Norman and this tour, the PGA Tour has a lot of money to put up to make people stay on their tour.
Does he still have the clothing line, Greeny? I don't see as many squiggly line shark clothes and hats and visors like I did in the 90s.
It's still out there, and it's a brand. I mean, it's just, like I said, he's not the face of it, and you don't see advertising for it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you would see it in like a Belk store or something like that. So it's still out there. It's just not a very, I wouldn't even consider it maybe even a top 10 brand, probably even a top 20 brand at this point.
Right. Talking to Mark Greenhalgh Greeny on the Fixed NC Live line. Greeny, anything we need to know you're keeping an eye on in the Butterfield Bermuda Championship this weekend?
Just the wind, man. When we did a check-in earlier this week with the people over at the Port Royal Golf Course, and they knew the wind was going to be bad. And I think it's going to come back up for the weekend. So that's the thing. I mean, they can get 30, 40 mile an hour sustained winds there on a normal basis. So that's going to be the fun thing. I mean, for me, it would be kind of fun to watch if on a Sunday afternoon you have like 20 guys that are within a couple shots of the lead, and next thing you know, it's blowing 30 or 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And guys are trying to survive and get it in, because there's no hiding. It's an island. It's not like you got mountains or something like that. It's pretty much a very small island with several golf courses on it, and a lot of those are right along the water. And you can see guys hitting it all over the place. So it could be fun to watch. So that's definitely what I'm looking at. But the other thing you look at too is, with a lack of big names, Patrick Reed probably being the biggest one there, is this is an opportunity for somebody to make their living. I mean, somebody's going to win this golf tournament that may have zero exemption on the PGA Tour or be hanging on by a thread, and next thing you know, they get a 2-year exemption and they get into this tournament and that tournament. So that's another thing to look for, is this kind of event springboarding somebody to, greater success in 2022 and beyond.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. Greeny, are you prepared to live in a world where Pittsburgh and Wake Forest run the ACC in football?
No. I think I saw something the other day that Dabo at Clemson said that they have 17 scholarship players that are injured.
Wow.
So that, it's I guess it's the perfect storm, like we talked about before, between injuries, between portal transfers. It looks like it could be one of those years. Now the question is, do you end up being LSU, who wins a national championship looks like garbage last year and is slightly better than garbage this year. So you don't want it to spill into 2 years.
Right.
If this is the anomaly, then that's what you hope for. But yeah, I mean, I think the ACC has needed other teams to step up. Now, are they ready for prime time? We'll find out. I mean, Wake Forest and Pitt, I mean, you know, they've done well so far, but you know, people always picked on Clemson. Well, they can run through the ACC, but then what's going to happen when they get in, you know, when they play good teams? Well, they've beaten those good teams too. So we need to see somebody like Pitt and Wake, can they manage to beat those good teams as they move into potentially college football playoff or high-profile bowl games?
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. Greenie, what you got coming up Saturday at 8 a.m.?
Well, we'll talk about all that, college football, pro football with Bill Bender of the Sporting News. We have an inductee to the PGA of America Hall of Fame. Ed Ibargüen's going to join us, talk about the things that he's done that gets him into the Hall of Fame for the PGA of America. And then we're going to check in with the next event, which is the Maya Copa. So we'll check in there. And we also have the USGA that has put out some revised, updated rules for amateur golfers. So we'll check in with those as well. So lots of good stuff tomorrow.
Sounds like a big show. You can check it out Saturday morning right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m. Greenie, great to talk with you today. Have a great weekend, great show tomorrow, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Cliff. Have a good one, too.
All right, Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. Check it out Saturday, 8 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Who will be the last winner of October? We're going to find out right now as we open up the booty bag on a Friday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
It is free Beer Friday. How about a 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer, flannel, a Bud Light shirt, koozies, large 2-topping pizza at Domino's. What a way to send you off into your sports weekend. If you have not won in the month of October and you are 21 or older, you are eligible to pick up the phone and dial 317-1250. Shirley, what caller are we looking for?
Caller 12.
Caller 12 right now, 317-1250. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live on a Friday after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Cadillac CT5 for 0.9% for 72 months, plus $500 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holton Ahlers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bone. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar, is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back, and taking a look at your stock market report, it ended on a good note. The Dow was up 89 points at 35,819. NASDAQ was up 50 at 15,498. S&P was ahead 8 at 4,605. That is a look at your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. And congratulations to Bobby Swords, who picked up, was the big Free Beer Friday winner here on Pirate Radio. Clip.
All right. Liquid Swords. Great album from the Jizza back in the day.
Oh.
The best Wu-Tang album.
I agree.
It's the best one.
Fourth Chamber. And then you had the one, well, Liquid Swords, the song itself, but the one with Method Man. Oh, yeah. Johnny Blade. What was that called? Oh, Shadowboxing.
Yo.
Sorry. I couldn't think of the name.
Shadowboxing.
Shadowboxing. Just ran across a tweet. I just can't. Every time I hear Skip Carey's voice, it just takes me back to this like very special, happy place. And he's talking here after the Braves won the NL in 1991, and they're interviewing him during the parade. And
you must have
I just wanted to play it because it makes me feel good. Hopefully,
really, I just wish they took the announcers and the politicians out of it and just let the players and the manager and the coaches in it, because they're the guys who've done the job. But it's a great feeling, of course, for all of us, and we appreciate the fans' support. It's been wonderful all year.
Even when he's not calling a game, just the voice that he has talking in a car in a parade makes me really feel good inside.
Well, it's like if you talk to Jeff Charles.
Yeah, same kind
off
of thing.
the air. It's still the same. Like there's no, that character is the character.
Yeah, his he's got, and look, I was listening to Jeff as a kid around that same time.
Right.
Too. So respect the legends while they're here with us. No,
respect kayfabe.
Respect the biz. Skip Carey no longer with us. The voice Jeff Charles. I am like, I don't really fanboy out anymore just because I'm so used to talking to Jeff and doing the show right beside him home games Saturdays. But like if I take a step back and think about it, that's like
it still is wild.
It's a big deal for me to like call or do a show with like one of my broadcasting heroes. It's
20
really
years
cool.
ago, you tell young Clip Brock.
Yeah, like,
hey man, one day you're going to do hours of radio every week with The Voice.
I remember, so I interned here and then I graduated and I got to interview some announcers, and people won't like this, but I actually had lunch with Woody Durham. He was very gracious and nice to me.
That's a nice person.
But Jeff Charles was also someone that I like talked to on the phone and emailed and stuff to ask for advice. And he actually said, you need to just stick with the Pirate Radio guys. And so he gave me pretty good advice, actually.
He did you right.
Because here I am. And then got to become like to work with him, talk to him and stuff. And one time I had his recorder because he had dropped it off, and I like put it in my bag, and he needed it back. And this was back in my wilder pre-married, pre-kids days.
Oh boy.
So I had a night the night before and did not show up to work until later than I was supposed to.
Post voice time.
And I would play this for my friends because they got such a kick out of it. But he left me multiple voicemails. And he was like, hey, Cliff, this is Jeff calling again about my recorder. And it was almost like one of those cable guy situations. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Where... hey, Clip, just now got out of the shower. Didn't know if you'd call me back. He didn't say that, but he was needing his recorder back and left me multiple voicemails of Jeff Charles in the voice, basically saying, where the hell are you?
While you were sleeping off
yeah.
the previous night before.
We were not on the same, we'll never be on the same maturity level, but I was definitely way below him at that point in my life. But anyway, cool, neat story, right, Jeff? Cool, neat story. Bring back my effing recorder right now.
Cool, neat story.
All right, Shirley, you want to play some cuts?
Sure.
Let's hit some Mike Houston. His opening comments after last night's victory over South Florida to get the Pirates to 4-4 on the year.
Excited about the win tonight. Just the kids, short turnaround after a tough game, Saturday night, and got in about 6:15 Sunday morning to the airport. So really challenging day Sunday, just getting your wits about you, and it just kind of felt like the twilight zone all week because it's just trying to get rested up, trying to get ready on a very short turnaround. Kids really practiced great this week. They really did. I mean, it was so impressive. And we were so ready to play. I mean, I knew it all day today. They were so excited. They were almost too excited before kickoff. And came out and, had some things go against us there in the first half. Really frustrating because I felt like we played so well in so many areas, but had a couple of turnovers and then, just did a poor job there of getting the ball in the end zone right before the half, which would have been a big touchdown. But, regrouped. And I thought the kids kept their composure at halftime and we just, made some adjustments defensively and just, the big thing on offense is just keep playing. But Tyler Snead, big kickoff return to start the second half, kind of set the tone for everything. And then just, a dominant performance in the second half. And just, those kids just played their freaking tails off and just so proud of them. I'm telling you, South Florida's a much improved football team. And I told Coach Scott just the performance that they put on last week against Temple and, I'm telling you, the offensive line's a good offensive line, and just just against a team like that, just what a big win for our program, and just really just want to thank the fans that were here. Certainly wasn't the best conditions in the world, but the Pirates showed up, and the student body. I mean, what a great job by our student body. They were instrumental the whole ball game. Made the stadium loud. They made it tough on South Florida when they were that in the field. But just really appreciate the way the students supported our team tonight. Made it a really special night.
All right, love when Mike Houston drops a frickin', and we heard one last night because the guys played their frickin' tails off. And great win. And look, East Carolina has not been a third quarter team this year. That was another reason of concern going into the third quarter. 14-6, trailing that game, and you're thinking, uh-oh. And you had some crowd leave at halftime who was sick of sitting out in the rain, and that thing could have gone bad. But instead, they dominated the second half. Mike Houston was asked, what did he tell the guys in the locker room?
Well, I mean, different things at different sides. I mean, the offense, what I told them was really South Florida didn't stop us in the first half. We stopped ourselves. You know, we had the turnover, we had the ball at midfield, and then they score. We turned right around, turned it over on the kickoff return, and gave them a short field. And then we drive it all the way down. We have it on the 1-inch line, and you know, don't get it in on fourth down there at the end of the half. So, you know, it wasn't like we were the ones making the mistakes. And so just, you know, calm them down. You know, stick to what we're doing. You know, told the offensive line, you know, you're going to be the key. You know, you're going to be the key to this second half. And they were. You know, giving our running backs the room to run, giving Holton the room to run. Didn't give up a sack on the night. I know Holton got a little bit of pressure a couple times, but didn't give up a sack. And just really a solid performance by that group in the second half.
One of the phrases I hate in the world of sports is we beat ourselves. It's almost like you're being like cocky after a loss, but sometimes it's true, and I felt that way last night, that East Carolina was beating themselves at times. So I agree with Mike Houston's statement there that it's like in tennis, you have errors and you have unforced errors when you serve the ball into the net. And
turnovers are the same thing.
And you have forced turnovers and unforced turnovers where you just throw the ball out of bounds with nobody on you. So
unforced would be beating yourself.
I felt like last night was a great example of East Carolina. Yeah, and it also kind of discredits the opponent. But with the things East Carolina was doing last night, they were beating themselves. So good to see them not beat themselves and to beat South Florida in the second half of that game. Once again, East Carolina has not been a third quarter team. So how big was it to respond early in the third quarter, especially after failing to score late in the first half? Mike Houston addressed that cut three.
I mean, I think that shows the maturity and growth in the program. You know, and you know as well as anybody, you know, past several years, they're done. But this team has a lot of mental toughness. And it was that kind of night. And we talked about that too. You know, rainy, dreary night. It was going to be a tough guy's game. And I think that just shows just the growth and the maturity and the mental toughness improvement of our roster as a whole. But especially of, you know, our offensive front. And just for them to come and respond with that drive to start the second half, you know, just what a great job.
All right, let's take our final break of the day. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up Pirate Radio Live and send you off into your sports weekend. We'll have a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Great night of sports coming up tonight. We'll get you set after this.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's poppin'. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. one is Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
Name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirates, this is Holton Ahlers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next. The Rick House, Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar, has great specials throughout the week, like $10 Tuesdays. Get 8 traditional wings and a draft beer for just $10. Wednesday night is date night, 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Friday is smokehouse night with the best ribs and brisket around. Saturday is Italian night, featuring all of our made-from-scratch pastas along with 2 glasses of wine. And on Sunday is the legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
I can promise you, we are going to be a hard-nosed, physical, fundamentally sound, disciplined football team. We're going to compete and go toe-to-toe with anybody we match up against. But that's going to be our mentality year-round.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your Buck scoreboard. Game 3 of the World Series is tonight. First pitch is set for 8:09 in Atlanta. Series is tied at 1 apiece.
Braves have lost 6 straight home games in the World Series.
Oh, wow. Okay, moving on. College football, Navy takes on Tulsa tonight at 7:30. Number 2, Cincinnati takes on Tulane coming up tomorrow at noon. And then, of course, Michigan and Michigan State kick off at noon tomorrow as well. And that is a look at your Buck scoreboard brought to you by The Buck. The place to be this weekend for all the Halloween fun is The Buck. Come get bucked up in your best Halloween costume for the biggest Halloween costume, or extravaganza, I should say.
Extravaganza.
In Greenville.
Hey, after
it's hard to breathe,
get
man.
Bugged up, everything just...
It's all downhill from here.
Extravaganza.
Extravaganza. Saturday and Sunday, the Buck will be having a costume contest, live music, and a balloon drop at the end of each night, with over $500 worth of cash and prizes. Come in your best costume this weekend to the Buck. Check them out on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Back to you, Clip.
How about the Buck? How about some good old red-blooded American football tonight? Navy at Tulsa on ESPN2. The Fighting Magazoos, Damon Magazoo and UNLV takes on Nevada tonight at 10 o'clock. Braves, Stros, as Shirley said, tonight at 8 o'clock. The Charlotte Hornets are 4-1.
Get it.
On the road tonight at Miami. Big ball game, Glenn. And the Carolina Hurricanes are 6-0.
Undefeated, baby.
They take on the 0-5 and 2 Blackhawks tonight, 7 o'clock at PNC. So good luck to the Hornets and the Canes tonight. Off to great starts in their seasons. We'll see you fine folks Monday, 3 o'clock on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live, as we'll have the Players Lounge. We'll talk to the players following their victory over South Florida. Have a great sports weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville,